Chapter 1182, Sect Master Takes Action. Chapter 1182, Sect Master Takes Action. The Power of the Third Level. The Power of the Purple Realm. This third level of strength was Wu Yingliang's strongest level of strength. The moment he smashed down, Long Fei flipped his hand and used his palm to cover it. Just like a basketball, Long Fei swung the lid right away. Rumble. Tons and tons of power exploded on Wu Yingliang's body. The expression on Wu Yingliang's face changed drastically as the power he released shattered and his body sunk as well. He directly knelt on the ground and just happened to face Long Fei. Kneel down. Crack. Crack. The kneecap ruptured, and fresh blood seeped out, causing Wu Yingliang to let out a blood-curdling scream. Long Fei stood in front of him. How does it feel to kneel down? It must be very comfortable. The entire audience was shocked. Yang Wanu's expression changed. The power just now. It was not Long Fei's power at all, but he could completely control it, and after the power erupted, Wu Yingliang's cultivation did not recover in the slightest. His purple rank 6 cultivation had been absorbed into the third level. In other words, he was still violet rank level 3. This slave in front of him could absorb a person's cultivation and explode out? What kind of cultivation technique was this? Yang Wanu had never heard of it, nor had he seen it before. The only thing he could think of was this word, devil arts. The surrounding people were dumbfounded. Tilda Elder of Inner House, kneeling in front of Long Fei, this is too unbelievable, it is like a dream. Only Niu Dashan and Yang Yu were incomparably excited. Long Fei looked at Wu Yingliang coldly and laughed. Do you still need me to test my blood vein? Scum. Wu Yingliang's legs were trembling. The pain was unbearable, but his eyes were burning with anger. He forced his knees down, endured the pain, and was about to stand up. At this moment, Long Fei opened his right hand, and with a move, the Xiao Luo machete directly grabbed onto Wu Yingliang's neck and laughed. If you have the guts, then stand up and try it out. The cold was threatening. The entire audience went silent again. Wu Yingliang clenched his teeth, which made a cracking sound, and once again kneeled down, shouting, Brat, you better not act recklessly, this is Yuan Yang clan. If you kill me, you'll definitely die. Long Fei smiled playfully. Are you still threatening me? Suddenly, Long Fei's eyes were filled with anger, his eyes brimming with killing intent. The Xiao Luo machete in his hand moved, and roared, I hate people who threaten me the most. 1 slash. Suddenly. Even more so, no one reacted. Yang Wanu was unable to react in time, Yang Yu was unable to react in time, and the surrounding elders and disciples were all stunned. Moreover, even Wu Yingliang himself couldn't react. It was too fast. Too sudden. However, someone reacted. Stop. As soon as he said that, a strong power protected Wu Yingliang, and the mountain-splitting knife in Long Fei's hand did not manage to enter at all. And at this moment, the entire audience was stunned. The Grand Master is here. Sect Master Ren Tianzhan is here. The Sect Master and the Elder of Inner House are both here. Yang Wanu frowned. Yang Yu immediately said, Long Fei, stop quickly. The Sect Master is here. Ren Tianzhan landed gently, glanced at Long Fei, and said faintly, Can you stop now? He held onto the tip of the blade with one finger and waved it gently. Buzz. Shua. The Xiao Luo machete was shaken off of Long Fei's control by a burst of energy and immediately flew out, nailing itself onto a distant wall. The entire blade entered the wall, leaving only the handle. The power of this light finger attack was already so strong. He had to say it. The Yuan Yang clan sect master in front of him had flown up strong. Long Fei secretly frowned. Niu Dashan took a light step forward to stand beside Long Fei. It would be best if he could make all his preparations. Wu Yingliang also crawled up immediately, and said, Sect Master, this brat has the identity of a slave, and killed a lot of Yuan Yang clan's genius disciples, I suggest. Ren Tianzhan did not pay any attention to him, and directly looked at Long Fei, and asked, What is your purpose in coming to the Yuan Yang clan? Without waiting for Long Fei's reply, the corner of Ren Tianzhan's eyes looked at Yang Wanu, and then said, No matter what your goal is, you have passed the examination, and are now Yuan Yang clan's disciple. Everyone was shocked. Wu Yingliang's face sank, and said, "Sect Master, he is a slave, and a rank 0 blood vein inherent skill." Pa Ren Tianzhan slapped him across the face, shouted, "Do you not think that you have lost enough face?" The 5 finger marks on Wu Yingliang's face could clearly be seen. The strength behind this slap was not small. It could also be seen that Ren Tianzhan was angry. If he could not even deal with a single assessment disciple, then this was the strength of the Yuanyang clan. Wu Yingliang immediately lowered his head, not daring to say a single word more. Lai Yang slightly said, "Sect Master, regardless of how talented one is, Yuanyang clan's sect rule slave status will not be taken in because slaves are the lowliest things in this world. This little mouse, will only ruin Yuanyang clan's reputation." It was not loud. His tone was flat. But, at this moment, in the entire Yuanyang clan, no one dared to say such things. Even the elders, but he, Lai Yang, dared to say it. Ren Tianzhan's brows twitched, and he said faintly, "Lai Yang, you want to stop me as well?" Lai Yang immediately said, "This disciple doesn't dare. This disciple is only reminding the sect master not to break Yuanyang clan's rules." But after so long had passed, not only did he not inspect the blood vein, he even killed Lai Yang. He used a devil technique to force Elder Wu to kneel down. If you were to allow him to join the Yuanyang clan like this, I'm afraid many people will not be convinced. His tone was still very calm. However, there was a strong pressure in this calmness. What he said was the truth. Killing people, injuring elders, and being lawless in the Yuanyang clan, how could such a person be trusted by the people who joined the Yuanyang clan? Ren Tianzhan frowned. As the sect master, he was actually bound by a disciple. If he didn't fear the power behind those flames, he would have instantly suppressed him. At this moment, Long Fei slightly smiled, stared at Lai Yang and said, "Do you still want me to test the blood vein, or do you want to watch me make a joke?" Lai Yang laughed complacently, "That's right, I just want to see you make a fool of yourself. I just won't let you join the Yuanyang clan. No matter how powerful your identity is, it can't be concealed. Slaves." Long Fei looked at Lai Yang and said, "Since you want to watch me become a joke that much, why not make a bet?" Lai Yang asked, "What do you want to bet?" Long Fei said, "The wager is up to you." Lai Yang said, "All right, then let's bet on the loser kneeling down for the loser. How about that? Do you dare?" Long Fei said, "You said it yourself." Yang Yu stopped Long Fei and said, "Don't bet with him. Boss, your blood vein. Don't bet with him." Yang Wonu gently shook his head as he looked at Long Fei. Lai Yang smiled proudly and said, "What? You don't dare? Ha ha ha. Slaves are slaves." Long Fei got rid of Yang Yu's hand and walked in front of the black stone. He condensed a drop of blood essence and dropped it on top of the black stone. "I slapped your left cheek just now, and this time I'm going to slap you on the right." Chapter 1183, Strong to Explosive Blood Vein. Chapter 1183, Strong to Explosive Blood Vein. The blood vein could not be changed. Long Fei had not merged with his blood vein, it had just been level 0 just now. In this match, Fiery Blaze had won for sure. Lai Yang sneered in his heart, "Brat, prepare to kneel down and kowtow to me." Wu Yingliang also laughed complacently, "Let's see how long you can continue acting for." The blood essence fell. Everyone looked at the black stone, and their blood essence was slowly absorbed by it. 2 seconds later, boom, boom. The black stone began to emit mysterious rumbles, like a thunderclap. Everyone was shocked, no one had ever seen something like this. But, a heavy explosion resounded, and the black stone burst apart. A powerful beam of light shot out from the crack in the black stone, shooting straight into the sky. The instant before Long Fei lost his blood essence. The power seed within Long Fei's body that was used for the Great Perfection Heavenly Tribulation's baptism secretly extended for a while. The power of the strength seed was absorbed by the Devourer's vein to a small degree. With just this tiny bit, it caused a powerful chemical reaction, so strong that it moved the heavens and the earth. 10,000 miles of thunder rumbled, and the entire Yuanyang clan was in a state of shock. The golden light was dazzling. It was incomparably powerful. This was the first time that this kind of blood vein inherent skill appeared within a radius of millions of kilometers in the Yuan-Yang clan. This kind of blood vein inherent skill could not even withstand the strength of the testing black stone. How fierce was this? Everyone was extremely shocked. Was he even human? Was this really a slave? If they were slaves, then they weren't even qualified to become slave dregs. No wonder he was so arrogant. If I had such a heaven-defying gifted vein, I would be 100 times more arrogant than him, because those who died were not even qualified to carry his shoes. They had always thought that he was just putting on an act. To think that he really was awesome. This sort of shock could not be described with words. Worship. In 10 seconds, the strong light faded, leaving behind only the crackling remnants of the blood essence on the black stone. On the surface, Long Fei looked calm, but inside, his blood was also boiling. Damn, how strong is Lousy? Let's not talk about the power of devouring vein-s that are exclusive to cultivation techniques. With such a strong power, even blackstone s would explode from testing. What is the rank of devouring vein? Divine level. The divine level isn't worthy of describing it. Moreover, this was the strength of a level 20 blood vein, if it was level 100. My God, this is truly defying the heavens. Long Fei was extremely excited. It could be said that he was more excited than anyone else. At first, he thought that the most would be a 8 or 9 star gifted vein, or at least not as strong as them. How could he not be excited? Nyo Dashan was grinning from ear to ear. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Boss, you are really awesome. Yang Yu's face was also filled with excitement. He grabbed his father's arm and asked while shaking him, "Father, did you see? Did you see that? He's very strong, right? I told you he's very strong, right? He's too strong, hey. I was right." However, Yang Wanu's heart was very complicated, because Long Fei was becoming more and more unfathomable to him, like a mystery, getting more and more complicated. He could not see through Long Fei at all. Who is it? What is his purpose? Sect Master Ren Tianzhan was the same. He was also stunned. He could not understand the rank of Long Fei's blood vein. He could not understand why such a person could be a slave, or why he could not detect it just now. However, at this time, an idea popped up in Ren Tianzhan's mind. He was inexplicably excited about this idea. Such high-level blood vein-s were simply a super magical equipment, an existence surpassing the divine level. If I gift him a spirit treasure in front of Hellgate, then Yuan-Yang clan will be able to keep it this year. Ren Tianzhan relaxed his brows and smiled in his heart. Many people were excited and worshipped him. However, there was one person whose face was extremely unsightly, as if someone had ruthlessly slapped him in the face a few times. Fiery blaze. Long Fei stared at him and laughed. How does it feel to be slapped in the face? It must be great. Lai Yang frowned and said, "The one you are testing is not the blood vein. What kind of trick did you use? Yo, you won't admit defeat." Long Fei laughed coldly and said, "The last time you used that pressure to crush Lousy in the forest, I told myself at that time, I would definitely return it tenfold. Didn't you just ask me why I'm here?" Long Fei looked at Ren Tianzhan as he spoke. Long Fei waved his right hand, and a strong suction force sucked the Xiao Luo machete off the wall, as he said solemnly, "My purpose in coming here is to kill him." The mountain-splitting knife on the wall hummed loudly. After that, it flew into Long Fei's hands with a whoosh sound. Long Fei moved his right hand, the mountain-splitting knife pointed at Lai Yang and said, "This is my goal. Destroy my destiny pill. Injured my brother. Use your aura to crush Lousy. These accounts will be accounted for together today." Long Fei said word by word. Yang Yu's expression changed slightly as he asked, "Destiny pill? What destiny pill? Anu. Tell me clearly, who is the destiny pill I consumed?" Yang Yu suddenly stared at Anu, who was in the middle of the crowd. S expression also changed. Destiny pill was his daughter's continued life pill medicine. This kind of medicine could only be obtained with flames. Could it be that the brat in front of him also had a destiny pill? Anu's face secretly changed, and said, "Miss, I was hiding this from you, also for your own good. That destiny pill was was given by him. Yang Yu's heart sank. He stared at Lai Yang and said, Lai Yang, you actually lied to me. You're too despicable. She had always thought that it was Lai Yang who saved her, so she was grateful. But now that he knew that it was Long Fei who had given him the destiny pill, Yang Yu's heart was hurt. Lai Yang sneered, you are just a lowly slave, yet you don't even have the qualifications to challenge me. Do you understand? Oh. Long Fei laughed, you don't have the qualifications to challenge me, right? Then I'll show you what qualifications are. As soon as he finished, Long Fei's footsteps sank, his gaze locked onto the blazing flames as he charged forward. Boom! A powerful force forced Long Fei away. Yang Wanu blocked Long Fei and said faintly, Long Fei, don't act recklessly. Ren Tianzhan also took a step forward, and said, you just erupted with a powerful gifted vein, your potential is limitless. You are now a disciple of the Yuan Yang clan. Everything has to be obeyed. You can't mess around. Two great powerhouses blocked Long Fei. Lai Yang became proud and said, did you see that, little slave? I told you, you don't even have the qualifications to fight with me, ha ha ha. He laughed maniacally. Long Fei raised his eyes slightly, looked at Ren Tianzhan, and said, did I say I want to join the Yuan Yang clan? Chapter 1184, Collisions of Powerful Identity. Chapter 1184, Collisions of Powerful Identity. Did I say I want to join the Yuan Yang clan? As soon as he said that, the entire audience went silent. What did that mean? This meant that Long Fei had never thought of joining the Yuan Yang clan, and it also meant that if anyone dared to stop him, then that person would be his enemy. And to the disciples of the Yuan Yang clan, this sentence meant that Long Fei was going to become enemies with the entire Yuan Yang clan. Extreme arrogance. Ren Tianzhan's eyes turned sinister as he stared at Long Fei. Since you don't want to join Yuan Yang clan, why are you participating in the assessment? Long Fei, don't say such angry words. There was something wrong with Lai Yang in the past. I'll make an apology on his behalf and forget about this matter. Don't continue messing around. Ren Tianzhan could not let Long Fei continue his nonsense. Lai Yang's identity was very special, nothing could happen to him. And then again, Long Fei was important to him. He could give it to Hell Gate instead of that treasure, and that way, the Yuan Yang clan would be safe. Whether it was Long Fei or Lai Yang, Ren Tianzhan didn't want to see anything bad happen to them. Long Fei laughed, I came to participate in the exam because I promised her. I can do it right now. As for becoming a disciple of the Yuan Yang clan, I never even thought about it, and furthermore, after everything that has happened today, I don't want to join the Yuan Yang clan at all. Lai Yang was startled and then laughed out loud. His laughter became even more proud as he said, Sect Master Ren, you heard it, he is here to cause trouble. He treats the Yuan Yang clan's disciple exam as a playground, he doesn't even put the Yuan Yang clan in his eyes. You still want to accept someone like that? Lai Yang started to fan the flames. With a face filled with mockery, he looked at Long Fei, and thought in his heart, Brat, you're finished. Ren Tianzhan also angrily said, Impudent, the assessment is not child's play, since you have passed the examination, you must be a disciple of the Yuan Yang clan. Yang Yu also pulled Long Fei back, and said, Let's stay. Long Fei said, It's easy for me to stay, get out of my way. Let me kill him, it's that simple. He wanted to dry the fiery blaze. Would be unhappy if she did not beat him up. So what if it was the Yuan Yang clan lord? So what if the great elder blocked? There was no one who could stop what Long Fei wanted to do. Lai Yang frowned, and sneered, Kid, it seems you still don't understand the current situation. You want to kill me? Ha ha ha. While they were talking, Lai Yang took out an order badge from his chest pocket and shouted, Yuan Yang clan lord Ren Tianzhan, listen up. Ren Tianzhan's face changed. The faces of Yang Wanu and the few elder of inner house S turned pale, and the few elders immediately kneeled on the ground, shivering. Lai Yang's eyes were blazing with anger, he shouted, Ren Tianzhan, kneel down. The sect master of the Yuan Yang clan, an absolute hegemon within 1,000,000 kilometers. How noble was he? His knees slowly bent and finally he kneeled on the ground. Yang Wanu, kneel down as well. Fiery blaze roared again. Yang Wanu's face turned ugly and he knelt down as well. Following that, all the disciples of the entire Yuan-Yang clan kneeled down. They said in unison, "We pay our respects to Chief." The order badge in Lai Yang's hands, Alliance's sect token. The Thousand Alliance sect ruled over countless powerful sects, and the Yuan-Yang clan was one of them. It was just like the leader of the Martial Arts Alliance in his previous life. Once the order was made, it was to command all the heroes of the world. And Lai Yang was a member of the Million Straight sect. This was why Ren Tianzhan was afraid of him. It could be said that in the Chaos Realm, he was on par with the strongest sect, the Hell Gate. In the entire Yuan-Yang clan, only Long Fei, Niu Dashan, and Yang Yu did not kneel down. At this moment, Long Fei was slightly shocked, and muttered, "Damn, I never thought that this scum would actually have such a powerful background. Just one token is enough to make all of the people in the Yuan-Yang clan kneel down. Just how strong is his identity? If you kill such a person with such a noble status and such a rich person, then it's definitely going to be a huge explosion, right?" Long Fei's eyes flashed. Lai Yang laughed and said, "Dog slave, did you see that? Do you know my identity? The entire Yuan-Yang clan must listen to this, daddy, just with you. Do you think you're worthy to be making a ruckus with Laozi? Who do you think you are? I didn't kill you last time, so I'll let you live. Let's see where else you can run to today." Lai Yang laughed sinisterly and shouted, "Ren Tianzhan, listen. Cripple him. I will inform you about the danger to Yuan-Yang clan and I will have my master resolve it personally." He was very clear what the danger in Yuan-Yang clan was. Ren Tianzhan clenched his fists tightly and said softly, "As you command." And then, Ren Tianzhan turned around to look at Long Fei, and said, "I'm sorry." Yang Wanu said slightly, "Lai Yang, this is the Yuan-Yang clan, you old bastard. Your elder has tolerated you for a long time. I've been letting you marry that sickly girl to me, and you still King beat me up. Your elder has been unhappy for a long time, do you understand?" Lai Yang's eyes were filled with anger as he stared at Yang Wanu. "If you dare stop me again today, I'll kill you too. In addition, your daughter will become my 9th concubine. Don't worry, my master can refine destiny pill, he won't let her die." Ha ha ha. Now that he had reached this step, there was nothing left for Lai Yang to hide. Moreover, he was a member of the Million Alliances sect. Who would dare to disobey his orders? No one. The Myriad Alliance sect was the heavens. Yang Yu said angrily, "Who the hell would want to marry you?" Lai Yang laughed, "Don't worry, you will promise me. Unless you don't want your father's life, unless you don't want Yuan-Yang clan's life, ha ha ha." He had a complacent look on his face. Lai Yang said, "I originally wanted to take things slowly, but all of you idiots insisted on forcing me. If that's the case, then I can only use my identity to crush you dregs." Ren Tianzhan, didn't you hear it? Attack. Bastard, what status do you have to dare fight me? Humph. Lai Yang stared at Long Fei and shouted, "Kill him." At the same time, Long Fei moved and linked to the main artifact dragon coffin. First stage, transform. The golden cudgel resumed its dragon coffin appearance. The main gun was on standby. Long Fei didn't hesitate as the idea moved and immediately locked onto the fierce flame. Ding. Target locked. Just when Ren Tianzhan was about to take action. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. A few figures landed one after another. They were dressed in black and there was a door embroidered on their backs. The door was dripping with blood. On the door, there were 2 words, "Hell." A sinister laugh rang out. Ha ha ha. A mere Yuan-Yang clan, and he actually has a member of the Myriad Alliance. However, the person who spoke turned his gaze, landed on Long Fei, and laughed, "You're actually forced to such an extent, this isn't like you. My youth master of Hell Gate." Chapter 1185, Target Lock. Chapter 1185, Target Lock. Youth Master of Hellgate? It was a bit sudden. 4 black robes covered his face, as if he was infected by leprosy and could not see anyone. The 4 of them stood in midair. His body was emitting a powerful aura which made it hard for people to breathe. Their black robes, the Hellgate robes, were even more terrifying, as though they were the arrival of the god of death. Very powerful. Very powerful. The scene that appeared in Long Fei's mind was similar to the Xiao group of fire ninjas. It was mysterious, yet extremely powerful. Why do you call him Junior Master? At this moment, everyone looked at Long Fei. For some reason, their eyes revealed fear, and their bodies backed off a few steps, not daring to get too close to Long Fei, as if they were afraid of being killed. Terrifying anomaly. What did he just say? Is that Long Fei a youth master of Hellgate? Oh my god. I said he is abnormal. How can an ordinary person have such powerful strength? If it's the identity of the youth master of Hellgate, then it would make sense. He is youth master of Hellgate. Although he was afraid, he still couldn't help but start discussing. Yang Yu shook his head while looking at Long Fei. You are not youth master of Hellgate, you are definitely not. How could you be Hellgate's junior master? You are obviously a slave of the Water City. If you were a slave of the youth master of Hellgate, who would dare brand a slave imprint on your body? Who dares to do that to you? Yang Yu did not believe it. However, Yang Wanu's heart trembled. Did Hellgate really make a move in advance? Ren Tianzhan felt a chill in his heart as he said, Hellgate of the Hellgate, Yuan Yang clan of this time. The most shocking thing was the fiery blaze. However, he laughed loudly. Long Fei, you are pretending to be mysterious. Do you think that you have found a few people disguised as Hellgate's people? Ha ha ha. I got full marks for your performance. Lai Yang sneered. At this moment, one of the black robe men raised his eyes slightly, and only glanced at the distant fiery blaze. At this moment, Lai Yang's expression changed drastically, as if someone was choking him. His four limbs became stiff, and his pupils bulged. He couldn't say a single word, and it was extremely uncomfortable. Long Fei's mind was working frantically. From the moment he came to the Chaos Realm, he had already gone through everything that had happened in his mind. Suddenly, Long Fei thought of killing the thing that the slave owner had dropped, Hellgate token. Could it be that the identity of this body is really the youth master of Hellgate? Ah, Hellgate Junior Master. Long Fei had only been in the Chaos Realm for less than 2 months, but he was very clear on the vastness of the Hellgate. If his identity was that of a junior master, then, how could he become a slave? Long Fei's gaze tensed up, and said, I'm afraid all of you have recognized the wrong person. I'm not some Hellgate, my name is Long Fei. Heh heh. A sinister voice sounded out, Junior Master, stop pretending with us. Do you think we will recognize the wrong person? Long Fei said, it's your business whether or not you recognize the wrong person, but my name is Long Fei Junior Master, do you think that's interesting? Come with us. The voice from under the black robe rang out again. Long Fei said, what if I don't follow? Black Robe's cold voice came out, if you don't follow us, we will be very unhappy, and if we are unhappy, we will have to kill people, and this small Yuan Yang clan will not have a single survivor. Very arrogant. Moreover, he was saying this very seriously. It didn't seem like a joke at all. Long Fei could feel it. Ren Tianzhan could feel it too. As long as they make a move, the Yuan Yang clan will be bleeding profusely. Niu Dashan said naively, you guys must be mistaken, my boss is not some Hellgate. Do you have the right to speak here? As soon as his voice faded, a wave of energy came crashing down, and before Niu Dashan could even react, he was instantly crushed to the ground, unable to move. It was extremely uncomfortable. The strength of this pressure was more than 10,000 times that of Wu Yingliang's. As long as he had even the slightest bit of strength, he would be able to kill Niu Dashan. Anger rose between Long Fei's eyebrows. Lai Yang recovered a little and laughed complacently. Brat, it seems like your Hellgate's junior master isn't that good either. Ha ha ha. He was still afraid that the Hellgate people would attack. Now, it seemed that the people of Hellgate were here for Long Fei, so he did not need to worry. Come with me. Junior Master, you have no choice. He stared at Long Fei as if he was staring at a fish on the chopping block. Yang Yu blocked Long Fei's path in front of him, and said, you guys must have made a mistake. He isn't some Hellgate of the Hellgate, he. Buzz. With a loud noise, Yang Yu was also forced to lie flat on the ground by a burst of oppressive power. Above her head floated a scythe of death. As long as they were just ideas, this sickle would take Yang Yu's life. Everything had been completely crushed by the four of them. No one in Yuanyang clan dared to move. The deterrence of the Hell Gate was just too strong, an existence strong enough to make them tremble. The leading black robe man's voice sounded again. You still don't want to admit it. The power in your body has been awakened, so the memory seal in your body should have been broken through as well, right? Junior Master, it's really good that you came with us. Don't make us take action. Otherwise. The man's voice suddenly turned cold. We're really not going to stand on ceremony here. What happened in Hellgate? The Junior Master was treated in such a way. Long Fei didn't know. Long Fei only knew one thing: whoever touched his brother would die. In that instant, Long Fei's expression slightly darkened, and said, I can follow you, but first let go of those two. Sure. Once the idea was retracted, the pressure on Nyo Dashan and Yang Yu was lifted, and the two of them quickly climbed back up. Long Fei immediately said, all of you, retreat, quickly. Nyo Dashan did not move, and said, Boss, fight with them. Yang Yu said, Long Fei, you must explain it to them clearly, you are not some junior master. Long Fei shouted, I told you to retreat, everyone retreat, do you understand? Ren Tianzhan immediately said, everyone retreat, quickly. Yang Wonu also pulled Yang Yu back and said, hurry, retreat. Nyo Dashan did not move, and said, Boss, this life of mine was given by you, if I were to live it together, I would die first if I were to die. Ha ha ha. Black Robe Man laughed coldly, looked at Long Fei and said, can you come with us now? Long Fei fixed his gaze and said, you are their leader. Black Robe Man was startled, and said, that's right. Oh. Then I know what to do. Long Fei said softly. The idea connecting with the main artifact suddenly moved. The main gun has locked onto us again. A scope appeared in his mind. Ding. Target locked. Chapter 1186, Chaos Realms First Cannon. Chapter 1186, Chaos Realms First Cannon Huff. The moment the system beeped, Long Fei's heart slightly loosened, and said, I'm very sorry, but I really am not the junior master you are looking for, and I won't follow you. But you touched my brother. Then you must die. Ha ha ha. Black Robe Man laughed wildly and said, Junior Master, it seems like you have really forgotten about my methods. I need to let you experience it again today. As soon as he finished, black robes covered the sky. Long Fei moved his idea and placed it on his shoulder. Wang, I will also show you my power. Target lock. Blast him to death. Rumble. The main gun's power moved, and a super cannonball shot out. In that moment, Long Fei's idea moved, and ordered, the dragon coffin's evolution, second stage. Shua. The thick and heavy dragon coffin turned into the second stage of evolution, turning into a golden cudgel. And at this moment, rumble. A loud explosion sounded for a long time. The black robe shattered into fine powder. That old man in black robe. He did not have the power to resist back at all. His strength had not even landed on the ground when he was smashed into pieces by Long Fei and disappeared with a single shot. Ding. Congratulations to player Long Fei for killing Underworld Devil for obtaining 40,000 experience points, 40,000 holy source and 10 energy values. Ding. Congratulations to player Long Fei for leveling up. Current level, Profound Grade 2. Instant kill. Not to mention the Powerhouse S, even the Powerhouse S would be smashed into smithereens. Long Fei had experienced his power before. One cannon shot through all worlds, straight to the Yellow Dragon, to the end. But the only displeasing thing was that once the main gun was activated, not even a single strand of hair of its body would be exposed. All of them would be turned into fine powder, and even the activation of the striking attribute would be of no use. This was what made Long Fei the most depressed. Being too strong was also a problem. The golden cudgel in Long Fei's hand swept around, and pointed at the three people in the air who did not seem to have recovered from the shock, and laughed extremely arrogantly. Who's the one that is arrogant with this daddy again? Heh! Swish. Is the Hell Gate that amazing? One shot, one kill. What kind of power was this? Power that he could not understand at all. Ren Tianzhan was shocked, Yang Wanu was shocked, the entire Yuan Yang clan was shocked, but at the same time, they were even more afraid. Because Long Fei had killed the people from Hell Gate. This was simply courting death. Who would dare to touch the people of the Hell Gate? Even the powerful and rising Million Alliance sect would not dare to rashly touch the Hell Gate. Furthermore, these 4 people's levels were not low in Hell Gate, and were killed just like that. Was this Long Fei insane? At the same time, it was like a slap to the face. Very proud. Very arrogant. How contemptuous of Long Fei. Do you think you're up there? However, from the looks of it, he was only an ant. From the start to the end, Long Fei had never placed him in his eyes. And himself? He was as frightened as a little mouse that had crawled into a hole and was trembling in fear. However, the fury in Lai Yang's heart became even stronger. Niu Dashan excitedly roared out, "Boss is mighty, ha ha ha. Bullshit, no matter how arrogant you are, *CK you guys, I'll blast you guys into smithereens with a cannon blast." The 3 people in the air were hiding in black robes, their expressions hidden from view. However, they could faintly see their bodies trembling in fear. Amongst the 4 of them, the one that was killed had the highest cultivation, but he was killed in a single shot. If it was someone else, they might not be so afraid. But the person in front of him was the junior master of the Hellgate, the junior master whose power had been awakened. What was that enormous power? Could they still be released? They had no idea. This made them even more afraid. Long Fei shouted arrogantly, "You can crush this daddy's brother, and try to crush him again. Didn't you want blood to flow like rivers? Come on." Long Fei angrily shouted, as he heavily vented his anger. His heart throbbed with excitement. Luckily we prepared the main gun, otherwise, it would really be difficult to handle today. I have to think of a way to develop the second stage, but what exactly is the second stage? Is it a monkey? Is it the Sun Wukong? Long Fei thought about the Samisen True Fire's eyes that were shining. He didn't know if that was the power of the second stage of the main artifact, but if it was, how could he release that monkey? Causing a ruckus in the Chaos Realm. The 3 of them moved their bodies. Whoosh, whoosh. He flew up, and then disappeared into the sky. Following that, a voice sounded from the sky, "Junior Master, we will return. Just you wait. This will not end like this." The voice spread out. As the distance between them increased, they finally disappeared into the void. Niu Dashan laughed madly, "What bullsh *T Hellgate. In front of my boss, you are even inferior to a hell dog, ha ha ha. Be a man with your tails between your legs." Long Fei's heart loosened, his back, his palms were drenched in cold sweat. As long as they make a move, Long Fei will not be able to block them. At that time, the Yuanyang clan would really have a river of blood and no one would be able to hold off the power of the Hell Gate. This feeling is too unbearable. I need to become stronger quickly. I also need to activate the second stage of the Dragon Coffin's power, secretly said in his heart. The Hell Gate was extremely powerful. Long Fei did not know why they took him away, but it was definitely not good. Otherwise, he wouldn't have become a slave. If this happens, the people of Hellgate will come back sooner or later. It was possible that they were not these people. If they had not become stronger before coming here, Long Fei's life would have been in someone else's hand. Become stronger. Long Fei clenched his fists. It was also at this time. Long Fei suddenly thought of a person. His gaze swept across the person as he shouted, "Lai Yang, it's your turn now." Everyone looked in the direction of the scorching flames. However, the fiery flames were no longer in the same place. The instant the powerhouse left the place, he quickly evacuated as well, because he knew that he was no match for Long Fei at all. Long Fei's identity was that of the youth master of Hellgate. Long Fei's strength was enough to kill Powerhouse, who was at the level of Hell's evil spirit, in one move. He had always mocked Long Fei for not having the qualifications to be his opponent, but in the end, he discovered that he wasn't even qualified to be Long Fei's opponent. This contrast made him extremely unhappy. "Just you wait. I will definitely come back." Fiery Blaze swore to the heavens, and at the same time, he also wanted to report back to the Myriad Alliance. This news was extremely shocking. Youth Master of Hellgate appeared once again. This time, there was no way to escape. Chapter 1187, This Thing is Formidable. Chapter 1187, This Thing is Formidable. Yuan Yang Clan, Great Hall. He has even killed the powerhouse, so the Hellgate will definitely send more of them. That way, the Yuan Yang Clan will never be able to recover. I second that. I second that. Regardless of whether he is a junior master of the Hellgate or not, we cannot let him stay. Just killing a powerhouse of the Hellgate is enough to bring us into the abyss. He is a scourge. Why can't I stay? Which one of you is the opponent of the Hellgate? I'm afraid all of us together are not a match for those four. But the fact that Long Fei was able to kill us with a single move means that he is able to protect our Yuan Yang clan. Everyone has clearly seen what happened today, not only Hellgate. Don't forget that there is also the Thousand Alliance School. Lai Yang was bullied here, Uncle Gui was killed. Do you think that the Thousand Alliance sect will let this go? It's all because of that boy. I suggest that we capture him and give him to the Hellgate, or perhaps to the Myriad Alliance. In short, we place all the responsibility on him, so that we can be at ease and be at ease. I agree, but the key thing is, he can even kill Hellgates. Who can stop him? Can you? A heated debate was going on in the main hall. What happened today scared them. Any power of the Hellgate could easily crush any one of them, and any choice they made would bring about the annihilation of the entire sect. However, the majority of the people were in favor of letting Long Fei leave the Yuan Yang clan, or at least kick this evil star away. Yang Wonu did not express his stance the entire time. Ren Tianzhan did the same as he sat in the Great Hall and coldly looked at the elders. At the same time, Ren Tianzhan's mind was still thinking about something else. Are the people from the Hellgate and those Hell's emissaries in the same group as here today? If you're here today, then wouldn't the person who wants that item not be here from now on? You must know that Hellgate gave Yuan Yang clan a period of half a year. The time was almost up. Had the sudden appearance of these four people come ahead of time? Or would he come back? Should Long Fei stay, or chase him away? Ren Tianzhan couldn't make a decision in his heart for a moment. He slightly raised his gaze, looked at Yang Wonu, and asked, Great Elder, do you have any objections? The entire palace went silent. Yang Wonu said, I have my own selfish thoughts. As for his whereabouts, I will stay. It's not good for me to express any opinions. Yang Yu was born with congested veins and her physique was weak. If not for the destiny pill continuing her life, she would have quickly died from her weakness. Now that Lai Yang had left, the only one with a destiny pill would be Long Fei. He naturally wanted Long Fei to stay. He naturally wants Long Fei to stay behind. One must know that his daughter has gotten a strange disease, and only destiny pill can keep her life, so the Yuan Yang clan has expended a lot of resources. Great Clan Elder, you can't just ignore the entire Yuan Yang clan and only think of your daughter. Grand Elder, you have to be careful on this matter. Ren Tianzhan couldn't make a decision for a moment, and said in the end, we won't drive him away, and we won't force him to stay, and we won't admit that he is a disciple of the Yuan Yang clan in front of outsiders, and we won't deny that he is a disciple of the Yuan Yang clan in front of him. We have to discuss this slowly. Also, the half-a-year agreement that Hellgate had given us is about to arrive. This time, they are not here for Long Fei, they are here for our entire Yuan Yang clan. We need to discuss about the countermeasures. As soon as Ren Tianzhan finished his sentence, the hall was once again in an uproar. After discussing for a while, all of the discussions ended with the blame being on Xiong Longfei. Isn't he Hellgate of the Hellgate? Wouldn't it be fine if he comes forward? Exactly. Weren't you going to chase him away just now? Now you want him to come out. The key is that he doesn't even recognize himself as the junior master of the Hellgate. Even if he has unparalleled power, if he doesn't use it, what difference does it make? The debate in the hall lasted until late at night. In another place, in Yang Yu's exquisite little courtyard, Yang Yu dragged his cheeks with both hands and looked at Long Fei without even blinking, saying, Are you really Youth Master of Hellgate? No. I am me, my name is Long Fei. Long Fei laughed. He doesn't recognize what kind of junior master he is, But he knew clearly in his heart that the identity of this body could very possibly be the youth master of Hell Gate. Hell Gate. Long Fei secretly tensed up. Yang Yu giggled and said, "No matter who you are still that fearless little slave I know, he." At this time, Nyo Dasan scratched his head as he walked out, and said, "Boss, what exactly is this blood vein? The more I cultivate, the more I felt my body transforming. Look at my head, somehow it has grown into 2 bags, and it's even very hard. The bottom part is like 2 horns." Nyo Dasan continued to cultivate. He was excited by the strong blood vein's power in his body, and never stopped. However, the more he trained, the more he could feel that the blood vein's power was extremely rich, as though it could not be exhausted. At the same time, his body had also changed. He felt more and more like an ox. Especially since there were 2 big bags growing on top of his head. Long Fei took a glance and was secretly shocked. "The blood vein I gave you is a type of King Bull's blood from the ancient times. When you cultivate to the limit, you can go to the heavens and go down to the earth. It is extremely powerful." Nyo Dasan shook, his blood boiling from listening, and said, "So that's how it is. Ancient blood vein, then I must double my cultivation." "Right. Boss, do you think I'll turn into an ox?" Long Fei was stunned. It's not impossible." Nyo Dasan was also stunned for a moment, then he smiled and muttered, "I am called Nyo, I am an ox, I want to be the strongest cow in the world. It will be easy to plow the land in the future, hey." He smiled foolishly. After which, he walked to his room and began cultivating. He looked at the sky. Long Fei was also tired, and said, "I'm going back to rest." Yang Yu was a little reluctant as he asked, "Will you leave this place?" Long Fei smiled lightly and said, "Not at the moment." Yang Yu immediately smiled like a flower, and said, "Then that's good." He still had 2 tasks that he had not completed. The first was to treat Yang Yu's illness. This was an S-level mission, putting aside the rewards. Even if there were no rewards, Long Fei would do his best to help Yang Yu. It was the seal space ring that Zhu Tianquan had given to him. You must have the sect master's mark in order to open it. Regarding this ring, Long Fei didn't really want to hand it over to Ren Tianzhan, because his gut instinct told him, "This thing is awesome. Awesome, very powerful." Chapter 1188, Desperate 8 King Kong. Chapter 1188, Desperate 8 King Kong was not in the mood to care about what the Yuan Yang clan was discussing. He still said the same thing. He did not plan to become the Yuan Yang clan's disciple. The reason he did not leave was for 2 missions. Early morning. Long Fei then walked to Yang Wanu's room. Half an hour later, Long Fei took Yang Wanu's order badge and went to the Yuan Yang clan's library. All of the disciples they met on the way were pointing their fingers at him. Some admired him, while others were afraid. Ding. Congratulations to player Long Fei for training alchemy technique. Ding. Congratulations to player Long Fei for training refining techniques. Ding. Congratulations to player Long Fei for training information techniques. When Long Fei finished flipping through the alchemy technique, a system announcement rang out. This meant that he had successfully cultivated it. Although he had basically cultivated all of these supporting skills to the great perfection stage in God's martial continent, he was still at the level of a God's martial continent. The rank of the Chaos Realm was higher than the God's martial continents, so his previous alchemy could not keep up at all. It was just like when technology was advanced, the old antiques would naturally be eliminated. And then again. This was a new body, naturally, he had to train it anew. Long Fei cultivated all the supporting skills he could, and then flipped through a few cultivation technique skills. The difference was, he couldn't train any of them either. Long Fei thought, perhaps this is the system's weakness. It can only cultivate the skills that are released and the skills that are rewarded by the system. But it doesn't matter. These cultivation techniques are all trash. Following that, Long Fei entered another floor of the book collection vault. There were all kinds of medicine manuals, secret histories, as well as records of all sorts of bizarre events. The beginning of chaos, the heavens as the mother, the earth as the common, spawning all sorts of spells. The first power has become the strongest power in the Chaos realm. What supreme power, what derived myriad techniques. Long Fei took out a book and started flipping through it. Yuanyang Mountain Range. It is said that tens of thousands of years ago, a world beast tore apart the heaven and earth, and was killed and fell by countless of methods in the primal chaos, and its enormous body slowly transformed into the current Yuanyang Mountain Range. F***CK. Can you be any more clever? Could it be that there are still hundreds of thousands of demon beasts in this world, and millions of kilometers large? It's not like I haven't seen swallowing world beasts before. Is the largest demon beast as big as a beeman? As he spoke about the beeman, Long Fei's eyes turned cold and he thought to himself, where are you right now? Were you bullied? The Yang Huang ancestor had told him before that once a beeman chose a plane, it would be unable to leave. He had to be in a corner in the Chaos realm, because regarding this beeman, Long Fei also missed it dearly. The other was the 8 King Kong. Eunice Prophet Bloodvein had seen the future, saw her father and 7 other people being reborn. However, where is it now? Long Fei secretly thought, Yuan Ba, where are you guys? Achoo. Chaos realm, a certain mountain region. A sneeze echoed in the sky. The heavenly spirit said fiercely, Yuan Ba, can't you endure this for a while? Li Yuanba scratched his head and said naively, it's too itchy, I couldn't hold it in. I felt like boss was talking about me just now, he must have been thinking about me, that's why I sneezed. F***CK. Can you change the phrase? Don't say that boss misses you when you sneeze. Ahut muttered. Li Yuanba said with a serious face, it's true this time. Lin Yusheng made a gesture of silence, and said, stop being so noisy, stop being so noisy. At this moment, the black knife, Aoya, Chen Tianfei's gaze was fixated on the few passers-by. The eyes of the 8 of them flashed. Suddenly, Li Yuanba waved the giant spirit axe in his hands, and jumped down heavily, landing in the middle of the road. The visual impact was strong enough to explode. The giant spirit axe in his hand swept across and shouted, I am the one who planted this tree, I will be the one to open this road. If you pass by here, leave behind the money to buy the road. Take the money. The pedestrians were so scared that their faces turned pale and they immediately kneeled on the ground. Great sir, we are all poor people, how could we have any money? Please do us a favor and let us go, I'm begging you. Tears streamed down his face. At this moment, Ahut frowned, this is bad. Li Yuanba touched his bosom and took out a few taels of silver, saying, quickly get up, take these silver and leave. Sigh. Poor people are suffering. Those pedestrians were dumbfounded. Was this guy a fucking bandit? Was this AF** king robbery? He took the silver and quickly ran away. Li Yuanba. Big guy. Can you not be like this? We are bandits. We are robbing. What are you making us eat like this? I can't do it, I can't do it, I'm going to starve to death. There's no way to do this business anymore. The other 7 people started to complain. These people were not ordinary people, but warriors. If not for the wind blowing under their feet and being unsure if there were any more people around, they would have attacked Li Yuanba. The 7 of them jumped down and stared at Li Yuanba. Li Yuanba scratched his head and said naively, the poor are so pitiful, we should help them. Help them? Then let me ask you, how long have we not opened? I don't know. Alright, let me ask you something simple. How many days have you not eaten your fill? You mean full? Yes. I haven't eaten my fill in these 18 days, I haven't eaten at all in these 3 days. When you talk about eating, I'm really hungry. The Holy Spirit felt as if the world was about to collapse. I really admire you. The other 6 burst out laughing. Lin Yusheng said, standing guard here like this is not a solution. This is the only place that leads to the Lian Yu castle. We will guard here and will definitely be able to wait for boss. Waiting for someone is not our solution. Besides, we don't know if boss will pass by here. Maybe boss is in another direction. Chaos realm is too big, it's so big that it makes people thirsty. Let's not talk too much first. Let's think of a way to eat today, shall we? Let's first talk about what we should do in the future. Anyway, I don't want to be a bandit anymore. I don't have much skill left in me. Furthermore, they're all people without money. Why not the bigger one? What do you want to do? How about robbing the auction house? Auction houses are rich, all sorts of precious pills and treasures are what I need right now. Wow. Li Yuanba went over with an excited face and said, there's skill involved, I want to participate as well. Don't worry, this time, I won't let any of them off easily. The 7 of them looked at him. At the same time, he said, you stay here. Li Yuanba scratched his head. Are we going to snatch the city's auction house? I heard that there is a small town in the west of Lianyu Castle. There is a small auction going on in a place near the small town called Village of Ox. I think it is an opportunity. F***CK. The village auction doesn't have much skill, right? We haven't opened for more than half a month, let's fill up our stomachs first before doing anything big. All right. The 8 of them waited patiently in a place where not a single bird could be found. They were in an extremely miserable state. They were waiting for their boss to arrive. I will come back. 7-star herba, a legendary spirit grass. Psychic blood, a legendary spirit grass. These spirit grass can only be found by chance, they are all priceless spirit grass. Even in the entire Yuan Yang clan, there is not a single one. Long Fei frowned. He opened the exchange system to take a look. Not even one. Long Fei had wanted to find a way to cure Yang Yu's illness first, then use his points to exchange for it. But now, in the trading system, there was not even one spirit grass that Long Fei wanted. Without spirit grass, it would be impossible to refine spirit medicine to treat Yang Yu's illness. Then he wouldn't be able to complete the mission. No way. Not being able to cultivate in this world is no different from being sentenced to death. I will definitely think of a way to help her. Long Fei made up his mind, and then began to search for the origin of these spirit grass and their attributes. He's been in the Compendium Pavilion for the past 3 days, Ren Tianzhan asked. A disciple replied, yes, he used the Great Elder's token, and we didn't dare to stop him. We were in the library for 3 days and 3 nights. Sovereign, should we chase him out? Ren Tianzhan asked. What is he looking for in the Compendium Pavilion? Are you cultivating a high-level cultivation technique? There were more than 10,000 Yuan Yang clan's cultivation technique hidden in the library. There were 1-grade cultivation technique and 9-grade cultivation techniques, the kind of place that any disciple would yearn to enter. Not coming out for 3 days and 3 nights. Was he really going to cultivate all the high-leveled cultivation techniques of the Yuan Yang clan? The disciple replied, he is not cultivating a technique, but reading through some secret history, superpower incidents, or even some medicine books. From time to time, he would laugh. Like a madman. I've checked all the books he read. Most of them were fabricated, and none of them are worth considering. He's reading our library like a novel. There was a hint of anger in Disciple's words. He felt that Long Fei was insulting Yuan Yang clan's library. Ren Tianzhan stroked his beard, his brows locked even tighter. Just by reading these books. Long Fei, what exactly are you looking for? Continue observing. The disciple immediately nodded. Yes, sir. Ren Tianzhan was also thinking about what Long Fei was doing. He also didn't understand what Long Fei wanted to do. Yang Yu searched everywhere for Long Fei, and even after 3 days and 3 nights, he still could not find her. Where did your boss go? Will you tell me? Niu Dashan said with a bitter face. First miss, I really didn't know. When Yang Yu saw his father, he ran up to him and asked, Father. Without waiting for her to get close, Yang Wanu slipped away like a wisp of smoke. He did not want to reveal Long Fei's location to her, because that was what Long Fei had instructed him to do. Another day and night passed. Following that, Long Fei stretched lazily, closed a book and said, I've figured everything out. Half an hour later, Long Fei returned to Yang Yu's courtyard. He'd only just entered the small courtyard when he felt a strong killing intent, and his mind went cold. At this moment, Yang Yu rushed forward ferociously, and shouted, Where have you been these past 4 days? Long Fei shook and said, I'm going to cultivate in seclusion. Yang Yu looked at Long Fei and said, "Then have you broken through yet?" Long Fei shook his head. "No." Yang Yu said, "You can continuously raise your cultivation by a great realm every month, and now you haven't broken through even after disappearing for 4 days and 4 nights. Who are you lying to? I'm sure you're not in seclusion. You promised me that you wouldn't leave the Yuan Yang clan." Yang Yu cried. Long Fei hurriedly took a step back and said, "I never said that I won't leave. I only said that I won't leave this place for the time being." "Right. There are still 2 destiny pill here. You just need to keep your guard up." Long Fei used his points to exchange for 2 destiny pill, and when he couldn't find the spiritual medicine, Yang Yu would see the King of Hell, and the mission would be completed. 3 special items. Double experience card? Or something special? Long Fei really needed it. Yang Yu was emotionally moved, and said, "Did you leave for the past few days just to help me refine the destiny pill? You, why are you so good to me? How can I repay you?" Long Fei casually laughed. "I will repay you with my life." "Sure." Yang Yu immediately agreed. Long Fei stared blankly for a moment, then said, "I was just joking, don't take it as the truth." Right now, he didn't have the mood to think about all these. He only wanted to break through the Chaos Realm as soon as possible and destroy the main temple. His mother was handed over to him by Jiyu Tongtian. What did the Supreme God want with his mother's soul? Who did he give it to? It must be the main temple. Long Fei had to figure this out. With regards to the private matters of his children, Long Fei didn't have much of an interest at the moment. Finished. Long Fei then walked towards the room. Yang Yu was stunned where she was, tears flowing down her face. He ate a huge meal to replenish his strength. Late at night. Yang Wanu's room. Long Fei returned his order badge back to him, then said, "I am going out, and will take some time to come back." Yang Wanu was slightly shocked, and asked, "You want to leave?" "It's good to leave. Now that everyone in the Yuan Yang clan has protected themselves, it has already become a place of conflict. If you can leave, it's also good that you won't get bogged down in the mud." Yang Wanu said indifferently. Long Fei said, "I will come back." Yang Wanu said, "If they leave, then they shouldn't come back. I'm afraid the Yuan Yang clan is about to be destroyed." During this time, the hearts of the people had dispersed. If a sect's hearts were to disperse, then his demise wouldn't be too far off. Long Fei had also heard a lot of discussions during this period. A calamity had descended upon them, and the hearts of the people had scattered. Who would want to wait for death here? Many clan elders had all withdrawn from Yuan Yang clan. He did not care about the life and death of the Yuan Yang clan at all. He only cared about the mission, and whether Yang Yu could be cured or not. Just as Long Fei was about to stand up, Yang Wanu suddenly asked, "Are Zhu Tianquan's possessions on you?" Long Fei's eyes moved, he did not admit nor deny, and said, "I did not kill." Yang Wanu laughed and said, "I understand." Just as Long Fei was about to leave the room, he stopped and asked, "Sect Master's imprint, how do I obtain it?" Yang Wanu's brows twitched as he looked at Long Fei seriously. After a few seconds of silence, he slowly said, "Sect Master's idea token." "Sovereign's idea?" Long Fei repeated in his heart. Yang Wanu said, "Sect Master's idea's power, only this kind of power is the Sect Master's mark. This is a shackle that is similar to a formation and can only be opened with a specific power. Do not try to use any other power to open it, or else the contents will be destroyed." His words were very clear. Yang Wanu was not an idiot, he naturally knew that Long Fei had found something on him. Long Fei was also not a fool. She knew what he meant by saying this, so she decided to keep it a secret for him. Long Fei walked out of the room and said softly, "I will come back and save your daughter." Chapter 1190, Forbidden Land of the Living, Death Valley. Chapter 1190, Forbidden Land of the Living, Death Valley. Long Fei and Nyo Dashan went down the mountain. Yang Wanu had personally brought him down the mountain. Otherwise, the two of them wouldn't have been able to go down the mountain. "What did you say?" Long Fei went down the mountain. Ren Tianzhan suddenly stood up and angrily shouted, "Yang Wanu, do you know how important Long Fei is to Yuan Yang clan? Do you know that the time limit for the Hellgate is drawing closer and closer? You actually let him go down the mountain. Have you thought about Yuan Yang clan? Ren Tianzhan clenched his fists tightly, to the point that no one noticed the killing intent in his eyes. Since that item could not be found, Long Fei could take its place. Because he could give up the treasure to Hellgate instead. This way, Yuan Yang clan would be able to resolve the crisis, and that way, he would still be the Yuan Yang clan, and he would also be the sect master of the Yuan Yang clan. But if Long Fei left now, how would he be able to face the Hellgate? Ren Tianzhan felt like the sky was about to collapse. Long Fei had left and would definitely not return. If that was the case, what would he give to the Hellgate? Ren Tianzhan clenched his fists tightly and said, putting aside the Hellgate, where is the Myriad Alliance? Long Fei offended the Thousand Alliance sect. What if the Heavenly Alliance sect comes here to get their people? I'm just asking you, what should I do? Hand you over, or hand over your daughter? This time, Ren Tianzhan was really angry. Yang Wanu frowned but did not refute him, and said, Sect Master, I am willing to enter the Dark Origin Swamp by myself to find another treasure. As soon as he finished speaking, Ren Tianzhan immediately said, all right. You said it yourself. If you can't find a substitute treasure, then don't come back. In the main hall, many elders didn't dare to speak. Quite a number of elders were gloating on the side. Serves you right. I called you arrogant. Ha ha ha. Yang Wanu left the hall, and did not return to his dwelling. He immediately flew out of the Yuan Yang clan on his flying sword. An elder asked, Sovereign, did he also escape? Ren Tianzhan's brows twitched, and shouted coldly, even he wouldn't dare. Pass my order down. If there is no order from me, Yang Yu will not go down the mountain. As long as his daughter is here, I'm not afraid that he won't come back, Ren Tianzhan said fiercely. Another elder came forward and asked, Sect Master, that Long Fei. Ren Tianzhan said, immediately send someone to look for him. You must definitely find him and bring him back. At this moment, another elder said, Sect Master, the disciples who failed the examination this time have all been eliminated. We did not find any elders use flying swords. Space ring. If your aura is not wrong, it should be on those disciples who have passed the examination. What do you think? Those disciples who failed the examination were all killed in secret. Yang Wanu did not know about this. Ren Tianzhan squinted his eyes. He thought for a while, then pretended to be pained. For Yuan Yang clan, I have no other choice. Continue checking with me. Remember, you have to remain calm. Don't let anyone suspect you. Yes, sir. In another place. Deep in Yuan Yang mountain range. It was already early in the morning. The two of them finally made it into the depths of the Yuan Yang mountain range's abdomen. This was the truly dangerous place. Niu Dashan asked, Boss, why did you suddenly leave? Long Fei turned around and glanced at the direction of the Yuan Yang clan, then said, I'll still be going back. Try to avoid the demon beast on the way. We're here to find a kind of spirit grass called 7-star herba. This kind of spirit grass grows in caves. If there is a cave nearby, you must pay attention to the investigation. Long Fei had already grasped the habits of spirit grass in refining antidotes. The 7-star herba only grew where traces of star power shone onto. It absorbed the energy of the stars. Niu Dashan made an O sound, and said, Understood. Afterwards, the two of them went deep into the Yuan Yang mountain range. If the strong demon beast could avoid them, then they would avoid them. If they couldn't, then they would fight against the two of them. After all, this was the center of the territory, and there were many strong demon beast. Rumble. Boss, to the left. Niu Dashan held onto one of the demon beasts, his body continuously retreating. At this time, he simply could not struggle free at all. Long Fei slightly raised his eyes, the mountain-splitting knife in his hand moved, bloody battle, 4-blade. Upanishads. Armor-piercing. Shua. His blade slashed down. Long Fei did not stop, both of his legs kicked out consecutively. Without waiting for the demon beast to react, he chopped down a few more times. Boom. Ding. Congratulations to player Long Fei for killing 4-star monster, for obtaining 2,300 experience, 200 holy source points, and 1 energy values point. With a flip of his body, Long Fei sent another series of attacks towards another demon beast beside Niu Dashan. Half a minute later, another one fell to the ground. Huff, huff. Niu Dashan panted heavily. Boss, this valley is a bit abnormal, there are surprisingly a lot of demon beast here. These past few days, they had been quite calm on the road, but when they entered the valley, things immediately changed. Long Fei also noticed it and said, since there are so many demon beast here, let's kill our way in. The corner of Niu Dashan's mouth curved up as he said excitedly, understood. Boom. The blood veins power within Niu Dashan's body moved, and his body exploded forth with the aura of Demon Ox King, as he roared out in a deep voice, Demon Beast, Grandpa is coming. Boom. Rumble. Big mountain. Be careful. Crack. Ding. They continuously advanced and encountered all kinds of demon beast. The lowest level demon beast here were the 3-star monster, and each one of them were very savage. It is worth noting. The demon beast here had a common characteristic, these names were all red. This meant that they would all take the initiative to attack. This was very special. Just like those red-named monsters in the game, once they got a bit closer to the attack range of these monsters, they would attack them with all their strength. What made them take the initiative to attack? At this moment, Niu Dashan saw a stone tablet hidden within the weeds, and said, Boss, there is a stone tablet here. A forbidden area for living people? Death Valley. Long Fei looked at the words on the monument, then looked at his surroundings. Inside, it was dark. Niu Dashan said, Death Valley? It's forbidden to live, who the hell are you trying to cheat? While they were talking, Niu Dashan picked up the stone tablet and threw it into the depths of the valley. Your master is here, why is it a taboo for living people? Very domineering, very arrogant. Rumble. With a loud noise, a huge aura was emitted from inside the cave. It was as if a huge creature had been awakened from its stupor. Niu Dashan immediately became weak and muttered, Boss, are we going to go in? I really admire you. Long Fei rolled her eyes at him and said, I forced you to act, how can you not enter now? Enter the valley. Chapter 1191 Monkey, Borrow Some Strength. Chapter 1191 Monkey, Borrow Some Strength. Upon stepping into the valley, what Long Fei found strange was that there wasn't even a single demon beast in the surrounding area, and he couldn't even sense the powerful aura earlier. The valley was a mess, overgrown with weeds. There were collapsed houses and piles of gravel dug up in the valley. Long Fei felt that he had entered a mine. Niu Dashan grinned. Boss, why is there nothing? Long Fei looked at a deep mine and faintly said, It's not that there's nothing, it's that everything is inside. Mine. The cave was dark, as if a monster was waiting for them with its mouth wide open. Long Fei took a look at the mine and said, Enter the cave. Niu Dashan followed closely behind. Hualala. The moment the two entered the cave, a cold wind blew out from the depths of the cave. This wind carried a foul stench, as if it had been lingering in the cave for several months. There's wind, so there should be other entrances or exits, and they're all the same. Long Fei said in a low voice, Mountain, go ahead and mark your path. Niu Dashan replied, Understood. The torches began to move deeper into the mine. There was only one way in the cave that Long Fei and the rest were in, and they had walked for an entire 2 hours. Suddenly, the sky was filled with starlight. Niu Dashan was startled, and said, Boss, is it night time? Long Fei was also shocked. Fuck, there are so many diamonds. If this were in his previous life, he would definitely be rich. These diamonds were like stars embedded in the sky, sparkling and reflecting light. Just as Long Fei was observing these. Catcher! The ground suddenly split open, and a rotten hand suddenly grabbed Niu Dashan's leg. Plop! Niu Dashan fell to the ground, muttering, What tripped me? He lit it with a torch. One of them had a face full of maggots, and its 2 dark green eyes were staring straight at him. Its entire body was in tatters, its flesh was rotten, and the worms on it were rolling around. It was as disgusting as one could imagine. Zombie. Niu Dashan's face changed and he almost peed his pants because of the zombie. He shouted, Boss, there are zombies. Stop arguing. Long Fei wanted to remind her, but it was already too late. The empty ground opened up one hole after another. Zombies crawled out from the ground one after another. In just half a minute, there were dozens of zombies. These zombies were the same as the demon beast outside, they were all red in color. Long Fei yelled, "Mountain, you be careful." Buzz. The mountain-splitting knife withdrew and the golden cudgel landed on his palm. He yelled, "A zombie. I'll just see how much you have. Begin." The golden cudgel smashed onto a zombie, causing its head to split open and its body to retreat several times. However, it was not instantly killed and its HP was also only missing by a small amount. What a strong defense. The holy source's value started to surge, and the golden cudgel in Long Fei's hands swept outwards. Above the heads of these zombies, there was only a 3-digit number of damage floating. Aren't these zombies' defenses too high? The King Bull's blood inside Nyo Dashan's body exploded, and a demon ox king phantom on its body appeared. The phantom shadow shone with a golden light as it charged fiercely, rumble. After barely forcing the zombies to retreat, he quickly arrived beside Long Fei and said, "Boss, these zombies are so strong." "Not strong. Our attack was wrong," Long Fei slightly said. Their attacks were purely physical, and the damage dealt to zombies was simply too low. If it were magic attacks, things would have been different. Boom. The zombies surrounded Long Fei and Yu Yang in a corner. Boom. Nyo Dashan suddenly jerked his head, knocking the two zombies back. On the other side, a few zombies pounced on them again, they had no idea of the pain. He crazily pushed his way in. The two of them had already been forced into a corner. "No way. We can't go on like this." Long Fei frowned. Nyo Dashan endured it. The idea in Long Fei's heart, the idea entered the group of golden cudgel and said, "Monkey, lend me your samisen true fire." Amongst the golden cudgel, the pair of wild and overbearing eyes that were extremely overbearing slightly opened. Buzz. The two ends of the golden cudgel began to burn. So straightforward. Long Fei was a little doubtful in his heart, but at this time, his body suddenly charged forward. "Damn it, you like to cause trouble, don't you? Eat this daddy's blow." He smashed down with the staff. This time, it was completely different. This time, it was the samisen true fire's power. Boom. The zombie was instantly killed. Ding. Congratulations to player Long Fei for defeating zombie with 3,200 experience, 240 holy source points, and 1 energy values point. Instant kill? Heh. Then let's make a ruckus in the heavenly palace. Long Fei fiercely rushed forward, and directly entered into the group of zombies. After that, Golden Cudgel began to wildly dance about. Boom, boom, boom. Flames covered the sky. His damage were exploding. The moment the zombies touched the samisen true fire, they would be hit by a critical hit, and those that got close would be instantly killed. Too fierce. Ding, ding, ding. The system beep continued to move forward as its experience points increased by leaps and bounds. At the same time, Long Fei's holy source value was now twice as high as it was in the past. Double the normal consumption of Golden Cudgel. Double. It was the Golden Cudgel that had been devoured. This point was something that Long Fei was not aware of. He only felt that the power of the Golden Cudgel was getting stronger. Boom, boom, boom. Ding, ding, ding. Congratulations to player Long Fei for leveling up. Current level. Profound Grade 3. Ha ha ha. I've leveled up. The holy sources are all full. Come again. Long Fei waved his golden cudgel, using the power of the 3 primordial fires to push forward wherever he went. Nyo Dashan, who was standing behind Long Fei, was also abnormally excited as he said, "Ha ha ha." 10 minutes later, Long Fei had already entered another passage, and the number of zombies became fewer and fewer. His holy source value had also started to dry up. Ding. System notification. Holy source value exhausted, please replenish. Ding. System notification. Holy source value exhausted, please replenish. Long Fei's heart trembled. Isn't the consumption of the holy source way too fast? When the samisen true fire was extinguished, Long Fei waved his staff hard and killed the remaining zombies. After that, the golden cudgel shrunk, and without waiting for Long Fei to control it, it flew back to the space ring S. At this time, the value of Long Fei's holy source returned to 0. Damn! This consumption. Long Fei secretly clicked his tongue. The consumption is too great, but it's too great. If I can comprehend the Monkey King's Heaven Armageddon Palace, then the damage would be even more explosive. Long Fei muttered in his heart. Following that, the idea entered the golden cudgel's body, and said, "Monkey bro, thank you." The eyes slowly grew still. There was no response. The power of the second realm. If it's really a monkey, then it would be too good. Long Fei was extremely excited. What kind of existence was the Sun Wukong? Great Sage Qi Tian. Then wouldn't they just sweep the area? Advertisement. Advertisement. Long Fei used his points to exchange for a few pills that could quickly recover holy source. 100 million points, now he only had a few million left. It was completely not enough. Originally, Long Fei wanted to fill up the main gun again, but now he had to think of a way to get a secondary violent ghost and drop something to exchange for points. The consumption rate of the holy source was too fast. Long Fei's current level was too low, and his holy source simply could not sustain the frequency of the golden cudgel's use. He could only rely on pills to recover the holy source. Mountain, look around. I'm going to recover my holy source. Long Fei reminded as he closed his eyes. His holy source value was slowly recovering. 5 minutes later, Niu Dashan stumbled back as if he had seen a ghost, and said, "Boss. In front, look ahead." At this time, Long Fei had pretty much recovered most of his holy source. Looking at Niu Dashan's flustered expression, he asked, "What's up ahead?" Niu Dashan said, "There's someone hanging in the air in front of us." "Are you sure it's a human? Not a zombie?" Long Fei walked up. This valley had been deserted for God knows how many years, and let alone a human, even demon beast did not dare to enter this mountain cave. Niu Dashan said, "It's really a human, he even spoke to me just now." Long Fei asked, "What did I tell you?" Niu Dashan said, "He asked me to go over, and kept calling me over, saying that he wanted to tell me a heaven-shocking secret." Long Fei was shocked. "Soul search?" Long Fei asked again, "Then how did you reply?" Niu Dashan replied, "I only replied with one sentence, what if * king kick you?" Long Fei. It was also at this time that Niu Dashan became even more agitated, and said, "Then, that person actually smiled at me, his smile is too terrifying. Boss, this cave is too strange. I shudder at the thought of his smile." Niu Dashan's back was still drenched in cold sweat, his face full of fear. Long Fei's heart was moved, it should be the boss. And then, Long Fei reminded Niu Dashan, "Protect your heart. No matter what he says, don't bother with him." Finished. Long Fei also protected his heart and quickly rushed forward. Ahead was darkness. In the darkness, there was a white silhouette. The wind was blowing, and his body was floating in the air, looking down with a pair of gloomy eyes. Niu Dashan immediately said, "Boss, it's that person." Long Fei became excited, "It's really a boss. Since it's a boss, then Laozi can't tolerate it, kill him, at this moment." Ha ha ha. A sinister laugh seemed to float out from hell. His voice carried a strong power that could absorb souls, causing Long Fei's sea of consciousness to instantly churn. His mind was in turmoil, and he was in extreme discomfort. Niu Dashan also revealed a pained expression, and said, "Boss, this guy is too fierce. Protect your mind and don't relax." Fierce? I want to see how fierce he is. Long Fei took a step forward. At this moment, Niu Dashan was shocked. He immediately followed and pulled Long Fei. Boom. Long Fei's body suddenly lost gravity, and his entire body fell. Fortunately, Niu Dashan's reaction was quick. He grabbed onto Long Fei and said, "Boss, I forgot to tell you, this is a black hole abyss." "That's not right." Long Fei shook his head lightly. He lit it with the torch in his hand and his eyes filled with shock. It was exactly as Niu Dashan said, a huge abyss. Coffins lined the sides of the chasm. The abyss was filled with chains. The incomparably thick chains, as for the person who was floating in the air, were not floating, but instead chained up in the air. It was because Chain City was so black that it was hard to see them clearly, thus it was believed to be floating in the air. Why are these chains locking a person? The living are forbidden, Death Valley? What are the coffins on both sides of the abyss? Who cares what it is? If we encounter a boss, we'll just kill it. Long Fei moved the Xiao Luo machete in his right hand and said, "Big mountain, let go of me." Faster. Niu Dashan did not dare disobey, and his hands loosened. Long Fei landed on a huge chain and said, "Fuck, you like Soul Search, right? Come on." He quickly charged forward. The man under the white shadow curled his lips and smiled sinisterly. "Just you." Whoosh, whoosh. The chains moved, and shot towards Xiong Longfei like arrows. Long Fei held onto the mountain-splitting knife tightly. Upanishads, pierce through the armor. "Break for me." Boom. When the blade slashed down, flames scattered in all directions. The metal chain only drew a shallow line and did not break at all, and smashed into Long Fei's chest. Boom. Long Fei was firmly nailed to the wall. Fart. A mouthful of blood sprayed out. The other chain instantly attacked as well. "Shua la la." Niu Dashan roared, he fell down hard and with a jerk of his head, the power of the King Bull's blood erupted. Buzz. A loud sound was heard, as Long Fei blocked the incoming attack. Long Fei was able to catch his breath, and as he retreated, Shua. Long Fei rushed out once again. "This old man doesn't believe it." Whoosh. After shattering and flying up, Long Fei leaped up. His body was as light as a monkey's, shuttling quickly between the chains, the mountain-splitting knife in his hands tightly gripped. He was getting closer and closer to the silver in the air. The chains around them became denser as they crazily rushed towards Xiong Longfei. Die. The mountain-splitting knife slashed down heavily, directly hitting the white shadow's neck. Long Fei wanted to cut off his head. But, buzz, clang, bang. With a loud noise, the flames flew in all directions and the Xiao Luo machete in Long Fei's hand was directly knocked off and flew out. The palm of his hand, as well as his entire arm, were completely numb from the impact. The move just now had been like a hack on a chain. The white shadow man gently lifted his head and laughed sinisterly. "Brat, you think you can kill me?" Disdain, disdainful. His two eyes were even more powerful than before. Woo ha ha ha. Laughter came out again as the chain moved and locked onto Long Fei's throat, quickly shrinking. "Boss!" Niu Dashan shouted loudly. The white shadow said with a sinister voice, "Living people are forbidden. Death Valley, once you come in, don't even think about leaving alive." Waha! As the iron chains contracted, Long Fei's life was hanging by a thread. At this moment, Long Fei's mouth hooked up, and sinisterly laughed. "Really? Devouring vein, suck star over China, this old man will see how I get out." With a move of his left hand, he placed his palm on the white shadow's chest. The power of a level 20 devouring vein burst out, and the powerful divine power of the suck star over China frantically absorbed the white shadow man's energy. The mountain-splitting knife's heavy strike was only a feint. The suck star over China was Long Fei's true goal. The powerful force was frantically being absorbed by Long Fei, causing the amount of blood on the head of the white shadow to decrease. No matter how F***king arrogant he is. Your father will suck you to death. Long Fei looked at the last bit of HP on the white shadow man's head and said excitedly, "Explode for me." Chapter 1193, Divine Beast. Chapter 1193, Divine Beast. The white shadow's face was filled with terror. His body was also frantically struggling, using all of his strength to fiercely control the chain. However, compared to Long Fei's speed, his was much slower. The white shadow's body gradually turned into a mummy. The last drop of HP disappeared. Buzz. As his body shriveled up, the chains on his body loosened and he fell into the abyss of darkness. At the same time, a system notification rang out. Ding. Congratulations to player Long Fei for killing White Shadow Man for obtaining 100,000 experience, 8,000 holy source and 1 energy values. Congratulations to player Long Fei for obtaining the god tier skill soul suppressing melody. Do you wish to cultivate it? Ding. Congratulations player Long Fei for unlocking the first level of the huge round formation. The reward is level +1. Ding. Congratulations to player Long Fei for leveling up. Current level, Profound Grade 4. Damn. The series of notifications made Long Fei a little confused. The boss only dropped one item, Divine level. Long Fei did not release his striking energy value. Right now, his berserk energy was already more than 300 points, he did not want to waste it. At least secondary violent ghosts. Skill path, soul suppressing melody grade, divine level description 1. At a bend, all demon beast within a 100-meter radius can be stunned for a minute and can no longer be used after a minute. The higher the level, the longer the duration of the shock. Description 2. The soul suppressing melody can only be released with the use of the soul treader flute. F***CK, F***CK, are you joking with me? When Long Fei saw the description 2, his entire being went into a bad state. The soul-suppressing melody was a type of sonic attack. It went straight through the mind and the mind. It could be said that killing someone was invisible. However, what was it called, that it required a special flute to be released? If he didn't have the soul-eating flute, then he wouldn't be able to use it. Then what was the use of this cultivation technique? The soul-suppressing melody and the soul-search flute could only release his soul-suppressing power and unleash his power. Both were indispensable. What is the Yuan Chuan giant formation? The level reward is that amazing? Long Fei was shocked. The first layer has been broken through. Could it be that there is still a second layer? Hualala. A loud sound echoed out. Immediately after, all the chains began to rapidly retract, and one by one, they left the tracks. Niu Dasan cried out in alarm, "Boss!" Picking up the mountain-splitting knife, she threw it fiercely at Xiong Longfei. Long Fei secretly frowned, his body flipped as he grabbed the mountain-splitting knife and shouted out, "Wait for me outside." In that instant, wind god leg, boom. His body suddenly dropped down, landing on a retracted chain, then he jumped down again and again towards the depths of the dark abyss. A few sounds of iron chains rippling came from the darkness. Long Fei's figure was also engulfed by the darkness. "Boss!" Niu Dashan, who was standing at the edge of the darkness, shouted into the abyss, but there was no response. Long Fei seemed to have disappeared. Boom! The speed of the iron chains shrinking was too fast, and before Long Fei could completely land on the ground, there was no place to land in mid-air. Long Fei fell into the dark abyss. After an unknown period of time, Long Fei's eyes suddenly opened. His entire body was drenched in sweat, he was completely drenched, he fell onto a rock, his surroundings was full of flowing lava. It was like a sea of magma. Long Fei looked up. There was an endless darkness up above, and he couldn't see the top at all. This is the abyss. Why do I feel something in the depths of the earth? Long Fei looked at the boiling lava around him, and couldn't even see the end of it. What the F***CK are we playing now? The rock that was closest to Long Fei was over 100 meters away, and it was impossible for him to jump over it at this distance. In that instant, just as Long Fei was thinking about how to leave this place, lava suddenly sprayed out. Hualala! In front of him, a flower had bloomed, and in the instant the lava erupted, a fiery red scale covered its entire body, and two large eyes stared fiercely at it. This demon beast. F***CK. Fire unicorn. Long Fei's eyes flashed, and he became cautious. This bastard was a divine beast. Abnormal chest tightness. Moreover, he came and went freely in the magma. He was not restricted in any way. He could fly as he wished, and he could drill into the magma as he wished. A few fiery clouds beneath his feet floated in the air, staring at Long Fei with doubtful eyes. For him, this was his first time seeing a human. To be exact, it was seeing something alive. The fire unicorn suddenly asked, "Are you tasty?" "This. I'm having a bad time," Long Fei said, "but I can cook good food." The fire unicorn's eyes lit up and said anxiously, "Then why don't you cook something delicious for me?" "Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up," Long Fei said. "Here." The fire unicorn nodded. "Yes, here." Long Fei said, "There's nothing here, how can I make it for you to eat?" The fire unicorn said, "Make yourself for me to eat." Long Fei said, "Are you kidding me?" The fire unicorn said, "No, you said you know how to cook. Then if you cook yourself now, I will eat you later so that you won't feel bad." Long Fei was a little unforgiving. "What are you thinking?" The fire unicorn stared at him. "Hurry, I'm hungry, I want to eat, I want to eat." While they were talking, Fire Unicorn's mouth was dripping with saliva, which was burning hot lava as it dripped down drop by drop, extremely terrifying. Long Fei said, "Come closer, I'll make it for you right now." "All right." The Fire Unicorn practically didn't have any consideration as it directly leaned over. It landed in Long Fei's attack range. In a split second, Long Fei moved his right hand, and the golden cudgel in his hand suddenly smashed down, fiercely smashing the Fire Unicorn's head. Bam! With a swing of the staff, the Fire Unicorn's head was blown out of the ground, and its body sank into the magma. Awoo! The lava let out a painful cry. "Eat me!" "So what if you're a Fire Unicorn? If I, the Dragon King, have mistreated you, why would I be afraid of you, Fire Unicorn? Come on. Eat me again." Long Fei kept his eyes on the lava around him. In an instant, the Fire Unicorn's body immediately grew bigger, shooting up into the sky, pouncing towards Xiong Longfei. Long Fei moved and bellowed, "Monkey, smash him flat." Bam! Not waiting for the Fire Unicorn to fall, he smashed down with his staff again. Awoo! The Fire Unicorn was once again smashed into the lava and released waves of painful howls. He didn't know why. The golden cudgel had dealt a fatal blow to him and completely crushed the Fire Unicorn's aura and strength. Why was this so? Is there a sign that the second layer of strength is about to awaken? Boom! He pounced forward again, but was once again struck down by Long Fei's staff. "Are you convinced?" "Still not convinced." Boom! "I'll beat you until you submit." Chapter 1194, The Earnings. Chapter 1194, The Earnings. A staff was thrown down. He pounced and swung his staff. He dared to show his face and just smashed down with his staff. Finally, the Fire Unicorn stood far away with its head full of bags, sulking non-stop. It wailed in anger with flames in its eyes. Right now, he wished he could swallow Long Fei whole. Even if the taste was horrible, she wanted to swallow him. Long Fei hooked his fingers at him and said, "Come, didn't you want me to make myself for you to eat? Do you like it? Or is it being stir-fried? Come on." The Fire Unicorn did not dare to go up and stare at the golden cudgel in Long Fei's hands again. He had never been so afraid of anything. There was no way to dodge it. A swing of the staff could not withstand a single blow. Just like One Piece Lu Fei's grandfather's fist of justice, no matter what defense one had, one fist would not be able to withstand it. "Are you convinced?" Long Fei shouted, "If you don't accept it, come again." The Fire Unicorn cried out, You are too detestable." "Damn it." Long Fei said, "You haven't seen such a hateful thing. I haven't used any strength just now. If I had used any, do you think you would still be alive here?" Indeed, Golden Cudgel could deal fatal damage to the Fire Unicorn. However, Long Fei had never used his full strength because this guy was a divine beast, a glittering divine beast. If he could subdue him, wasn't that the same as pulling the wind with lightning? Fire Unicorn, a powerful existence. More importantly, Long Fei was unable to leave. He had to borrow the power of the Fire Unicorn, otherwise, he would be trapped here until he dies. Impossible. My mother told me before that I have the power of the fire element and no amount of power could kill me. The Fire Unicorn said with a serious expression. Fire. Transformers' fire seed. One is a technology for the future, the other is an ancient divine beast. How can we be together? That's not right. Even the Rock King could come from the void of the universe, so why can't the Fire Unicorn combine with the fire seed in the Transformers? But what is the power of fire? Not die. Long Fei muttered in his heart and coldly laughed. If you don't believe me, come over and try. Let's see if your fire elemental is stronger than mine or not. The Fire Unicorn's body shrank in fear. He was really scared of that stick. Seeing him shrink, Long Fei said, From today onwards, if you follow me, I guarantee that you will have a delicious meal and be able to eat comfortably every day. The fire unicorn looked at Long Fei with excitement. And then, no one can leave this place, he said. This is the Deathland, and I am the guardian of this place. I cannot let anyone leave this place. As expected, Long Fei had thought that this might be the second layer of the huge round formation, and Fire Unicorn was the second layer's guard divine beast. However, the Fire Unicorn in front of him obviously did not have enough IQ. It was not difficult to tell from his words and demeanor that he was a young beast. Young beast whose intelligence has not kept up. Long Fei said, "Am I an ordinary person?" The old man in white on the first floor also told me that he didn't want anyone to leave this place alive. He told me to come down. Don't you want to leave? The outside world is wonderful. Roasted pig's feet, fried lobster, steamed sea bass, roast lamb. Long Fei said a series of delicious things, causing him to cry out loud alone. That fire unicorn was even drooling. However, it didn't move him. Because he simply did not know what Long Fei was talking about, and could only rely on imagination. In the world of Fire Unicorn, these things could only be slightly better than rocks. I'm going all out. Long Fei moved, using his points to exchange for a pill. Holding it in his hand, he said, "Do you know what this is? This is a supreme spirit pill, and eating one is better than eating one is comparable to eating a living immortal. Also, eat one, and all the bags on your head will be gone." The Fire Unicorn had an expression of disbelief. Long Fei casually tossed it away and said, "You'll know once you eat it." He threw the pill over. Fire Unicorn really couldn't hold it back, and he was so hungry, that he bit down on it. He swallowed the pill. He even had time to react before swallowing the taste. The Fire Unicorn's face was expressionless. Long Fei clenched his teeth, and thought, "Fine, I will go all out." He directly used all his points to exchange for some healing pellets. This kind of pellet tasted sweet, cool and seeping through the body. It was something that Fire Unicorn would definitely like. One was not enough. Then now, 300 pills. Long Fei's heart ached for the bumpkin. For the sake of this Fire Unicorn, he had to use both soft and hard methods, so whether or not he succeeded would be up to the heavens. Long Fei threw 300 pills to it. When the Fire Unicorn caught it in its mouth, he lightly chewed on it. At this moment, his eyes shone brightly, as if he had entered a dreamlike world. It was incomparably wonderful. Just like a child eating sugar. Following that, the large bump on top of his head disappeared one by one. To him, this was incomparably miraculous. The Fire Unicorn ran excitedly to Long Fei's side and asked, "Is there anything else? Anything else? It's too delicious." Long Fei felt a wave of pain. 300 pills were gone just like that, but he still pretended to be a tycoon. He disdainfully asked, "What are these pills for? I still have a lot of pills that are better than this in my house. There are tons and piles of them. I can buy as many as I want. Want some?" The Fire Unicorn nodded like a chick pecking at rice. "Yes, yes, yes." Long Fei immediately said, "Then did you agree to follow me?" "If you didn't follow me, I wouldn't have fed it to you. From now on, I'm your boss. My word is an order. Just do whatever I say. If you can do it, then I'll make it so that you won't be able to eat all the medicinal pills in your lifetime." The Fire Unicorn's face was full of excitement, and almost without any consideration, it said, "Boss." Long Fei was overjoyed. He coughed and said, "Don't shout too early. Do you know the way to leave this place?" The Fire Unicorn nodded quickly, then quickly shook its head. Long Fei said furiously, "Do you know or not? You can't even do such a small thing, and you still want to eat my pellets." The Fire Unicorn seemed to have made a difficult decision, and said, "I know, but you have to promise me that you will give me pellets to eat." Long Fei said, Long Fei, will definitely speak the truth." "All right," the Fire Unicorn said, "then I'll follow you." Ding. Congratulations to player Long Fei for acquiring 100,000 experience points and 10,000 special Holy Source rewards. Long Fei's War Pet Space had one more Fire Unicorn. Long Fei placed the fire unicorn on the trading system and looked at his trading points. 1,000,000,000,000. 1 billion. Oh my god. I've struck it rich. Ha ha ha. Chapter 1195 Old Lord Taishang Possession. Chapter 1195 Old Lord Taishang Possession. Good or bad things could be measured with points. Demon Ox God Blood Vein was worth 38,000 points. Holy Vein of the Divine level, it was not good at all. The value of the Fire Unicorn was 1 billion. What kind of concept was that? This was going crazy. Long Fei was grinning from ear to ear. Fortunately he had succeeded, otherwise, he would really die here. And then, Long Fei asked, "How do I leave this place?" The Fire Unicorn said, "Master, the mechanism is under the magma." Long Fei stared blankly as his back was drenched in cold sweat. "Who dares to jump into the lava?" Long Fei said, "Do you have a way to bring me down?" Fire Unicorn said, "Sit on my back." Long Fei looked at the flames on the Fire Unicorn's body and became a little hesitant. The Fire Unicorn said, "Master, as long as I agree, I can carry you with me, and even if it's any flame, it won't get hurt." Since he said it like that, then what was there for Long Fei to be afraid of? The Fire Unicorn also knelt down on the ground, lowering its body, completely in a standard mount posture. In his mind, he fantasized about eating a lot of spirit pellets. Saliva dripped from his mouth when he thought of this. Just like the Fire Unicorn had said, sitting on his back, he could not feel any heat from the flames. He could not even feel the heat emitted by the lava as the idea said, "Let's go." Boom. The Fire Unicorn flew up into the air and dived into the lava. He didn't know whether to look or not. Long Fei was shocked once again. This is called magma. This was clearly a sea of lava, like how it was deep in the ocean. If not for the Fire Unicorn, it would be impossible for Long Fei to descend with his current cultivation. This caused Long Fei to be even more interested in the Yuan Xiong giant formation. Just what is hiding that needs such a powerful formation to guard it? Long Fei started to ponder in his heart, it's a huge array on the first floor, could it be that it's really hiding the legendary beast that transformed its body into a Yuanyang mountain range? Isn't that a legend? Long Fei had seen legends about the Yuanyang mountain range. This unending stretch of Yuanyang mountain range was formed from the flesh of a world beast that had rushed out from the Yuan Chao world being destroyed by the Chaos Realm's power of law. It was impossible for such a massive world beast to exist. Just as Long Fei was thinking about these, the Fire Unicorn said, "Master, look, that's where the mechanism is." The Fire Unicorn looked at a small disc that was deep underground. The disc was engraved with all kinds of strange runes. It did not belong to the Chaos Realm, nor did it belong to God's martial continent. Long Fei also did not understand. The disc was similar to a formation aperture, faintly emitting a strong power. Long Fei carefully studied it, but was unable to understand anything. "Do you know how to break it?" The Fire Unicorn shook its head and said, "I don't know. My father told me before that we are the guardian beasts of the two great formations. We cannot leave this place, and we cannot let anyone leave either. He even more so, does not want me to touch this formation." "Aya, I seem to have gone against my father's words." Long Fei immediately said, "The formation was broken by someone. If I had broken the formation, then what are you still guarding here for? A cooked duck can fly away." Long Fei was really afraid that the Fire Unicorn would just leave him here and leave him there, then he would instantly turn into ashes. The Fire Unicorn laughed foolishly. "Don't worry, our clan of Fire Unicorn will follow them for our entire lives once we choose a master. We definitely won't betray them." Long Fei heaved a sigh of relief in his heart, and muttered, "Why didn't you say so earlier? A 1 billion points Fire Unicorn." The Fire Unicorn said, "Master, do you have a way to undo this formation?" Long Fei studied for a long time, but did not manage to come up with a conclusion. He shook his head and replied, "I don't know, but..." Long Fei moved his right hand, golden cudgel. When the golden cudgel fell into Long Fei's hands, he swung his staff and smashed it down fiercely, saying, "There is nothing in this world that energy cannot destroy. Formation? I'll smash it to pieces too." All living creatures in this world will be able to counter it with force. The 108,000 layers of golden cudgel ferociously smashed down on the eye of the formation. Crack. The formation aperture cracked. Magma began to erupt and surge. The fire unicorn immediately said, "Boss, it's over. The magma is erupting and the formation is activating. We will be swallowed by the magma here. This won't do. My dad was right, this formation core is not to be touched." However, Long Fei was not anxious, and said, "If one staff strike is not enough, then two staff strike." The idea sank. Long Fei's power was linked to the depths of the golden cudgel. His pair of eyes moved slightly and opened. "I want to see how many rods you can take." Rumble. One swing of the rod to open the sky. The golden cudgel slashed down like a black shadow and struck the eye of the formation. Buzz. With an explosive sound, a powerful shockwave was sent out. The surrounding magma surged with power, as if it was going to erupt from a volcano. However, in a few seconds, the eye of the formation cracked. The power within the magic array was frantically shrinking, and the surging lava was being sucked into the magic array. The suction was too strong, like a black hole swallowing. If the fire unicorn could not control it, then Long Fei was even worse. The fire unicorn shouted, "Master, we're done for. We're about to be sucked in." Long Fei said in a heavy tone, "Hold on tight." Boom. The golden cudgel stabbed into the ground, unmoving like a calm sea god needle. Long Fei tightly held onto the golden cudgel, and the fire unicorn hugged him. The absorption speed was too fast. In half a minute, the oceanic lava world disappeared without a trace, leaving behind a huge cave. The blazing flames also disappeared. Long Fei let out a long sigh, "It's finally over." The fire unicorn was also scared to the point that it broke out in a cold sweat as it muttered to itself, "I thought I was going to fly into the sky." Long Fei walked to the black hole in the center of the formation. "This should be the way down." Ding. Congratulations to player Long Fei for breaking through the second layer of the huge Yuan formation, obtaining a special reward of level +1, and obtaining a fire unicorn. Ding. Congratulations to player Long Fei for leveling up. Current level, Profound Grade 5. It's too fast. The first level, I really wish there were 180 levels that would send me directly to the heavens. Long Fei was excited. This leveling up speed was much faster than killing Demon Beast. Ding. Do you want to devour it? At the same time that Long Fei obtained the fire unicorn, a system notification immediately sounded. Long Fei did not rush to answer nor check the attributes of the Chilean blood vein. Instead, he directly opened the trading system and placed the Chilean blood vein inside. A huge number appeared on the trading system. 390 million. It was a level higher than the Demon Ox God blood vein. This was because the Chilean blood vein that Long Fei had obtained had the power of fire. Do you want to devour it? Chapter 1196 Fire Unicorn, Turn Him Over. Chapter 1196 Fire Unicorn, Turn Him Over. Do you want to devour it? Who? Long Fei took in a deep breath. It was simply too enticing. The devouring vein in his body was excited and it seemed to boil. However, Long Fei gave up in the end. Chilean blood vein. The ancient divine beast S, the holy vein S, were incomparably powerful. Also, this kind of blood vein had another name, psychic blood. It could replace the spirit grass's spirit blood. It was a type of spirit grass that helped Yang Yu cure his illness, although it was full of temptation, and could make his blood vein level increase by a few levels. Long Fei endured it. Looking at the fire unicorn's attribute, Long Fei closed his eyes and stopped thinking about it. He also stopped looking at it, afraid that he would not be able to control it. "Master, are we going down?" The fire unicorn stood beside Long Fei and asked. "There should be the third floor down below." Long Fei immediately shouted, "Get down." He took a step forward. The moment he stepped into the black hole, Long Fei felt as if he had entered another world. A silver light flashed. It was clearly visible inside. This was a huge, spacious, and empty cave. At the top of the cave were a few shining, unknown ores. On the plaza, there was a small altar. The altar was covered in thick dust. There was a hole on the altar, and a ray of light shone down. This hole should be leading directly to the outside. Altar. What is this for? Long Fei's heart trembled. If there was an altar deep underground like this, what was he going to do? Be careful. Long Fei reminded him. He felt a bit of goosebumps in his heart. Altars were usually placed on the ground. This kind of altar used to worship ghosts. The zombies outside. Huge chains. The images of countless coffins on both sides of the abyss flashed past Long Fei's mind time and time again, and he felt that this altar was even stranger. You stay over there. I'll go to the altar and take a look. Long Fei held onto his azura blade as he slowly approached the altar. He walked around the altar but did not find anything special, and then walked onto the altar. Atop the altar was a huge black cauldron. It was a very ordinary stone cauldron, and there was nothing special about it. Long Fei raised his head to look at the bright cave, and saw that the cave was connected to the outside. If there is no exit, we can climb out from here. Long Fei muttered. Suddenly, a powerful force immediately bound Long Fei, causing a red light to shine on the altar. That tyrannical power directly pressed Long Fei down onto the stone cauldron. Bang! One strike. The space between his eyebrows split open, and a drop of fresh blood dripped into the stone cauldron. Whang! Buzz! Buzz! As the blood was absorbed by the stone cauldron, a red light shot up into the sky and directly erupted from the heavenly passage, piercing through the 9 heavens. And at this moment, Long Fei's idea sunk. His consciousness was standing in front of a super-huge demon beast. His real size was like an ant. The huge beast in front of him was too powerful. Both his eyes were staring at Long Fei. That kind of pressure could crush him. Finally, a kind of blood vein can activate me. Humans, I thank you. I can fulfill any wish you have. The huge beast said. Long Fei was a little confused, and thought, summoning the divine dragon? And then, Long Fei said, I don't have any wish, just release my consciousness. Is there such a good thing in the world? Long Fei did not believe it. Don't even think about a pie falling from the sky. Even if you do, it might be out of date. The beast was startled. You are the first human to have no desire. This means that you are not greedy. Very good. Very good. Is there a reward for triggering a hidden quest? Long Fei was secretly excited in his heart. The huge beast slightly said, if I eat it like this, you won't have to worry about refining your greed. Eat me. Long Fei's body trembled, his gaze secretly tense. The huge beast said, that's right, your blood vein can activate me. I need more of your blood vein's power, this way I can recover my strength. Tell me, should I eat you? It was said very casually. He did not take Long Fei seriously at all. The corner of Long Fei's mouth curled up slightly. You can gain power by eating me. Long Fei raised his head to look, and said, then if I explode you, who knows what I'll get? The huge beast laughed loudly. You're the only human? Long Fei replied, just me. Ha ha ha. The huge beast laughed. You are too arrogant and conceited. I am a giant beast of the Yuan Chao world. If it were not for my wrong calculations, I would not have come here. I am a super beast that is going to rush to the ancient holy battlefield. Long Fei was secretly shocked. It's ancient holy battlefield again. Han Bie said this place before. The Rock King said so too. Now, even the Yuan Yang Big Beast is talking about the ancient holy battlefield. What kind of place is that? Long Fei's heart trembled slightly. All right. Give me all of your power. The gigantic beast glared at Long Fei, and a strong power wrapped around Long Fei, making it impossible for Long Fei's consciousness to break through the shackles. His current body was completely out of his control. He was pressed down by a powerful force, and his body was bleeding profusely. It dripped down into the stone cauldron. Long Fei's consciousness was struggling, but in front of the huge beast, his consciousness was simply too small, unable to struggle free. He could feel his life slipping away. The blood was draining. The gigantic beast smiled and said, do you know what that feels like? The feeling of death. Humans. You should feel honored to be able to help me recover my strength. Once we reach the ancient holy battlefield, you will be proud of me, ha ha ha. The gigantic beast laughed maniacally. Because he could feel that Long Fei's blood vein power was extremely rich, and was practically top-notch nourishment for his recovery. Let me out if you dare. Long Fei roared. The huge beast laughed. Your consciousness has never broken through my bindings. Do you think letting you out is enough? Human, you are too weak. Do you understand? Ha ha ha. The gigantic beast laughed complacently. It was just as he said. Long Fei's consciousness could not break through the shackles of his strength, and even if he were to let go of his consciousness, he would still be completely crushed by him. Monkey. Long Fei roared, wanting to summon his golden cudgel, but his idea was unable to link to it. It's useless. Everything about you is under my control. From the moment you stepped onto the altar, you were my sacrifice. Ha ha ha. The beast laughed wildly. He was getting more and more excited about the power of Long Fei's blood vein. He never thought that a human blood vein could be this strong. Altar. Sacrifice. Long Fei's mind raced as he thought of this, and then he suddenly thought of something. Your power is inside the altar. The huge beast was startled, and said in shock, you are really smart, but it's already too late, you're about to die. The corner of Long Fei's mouth lifted slightly, and said, is it too late? How do I find it just right? Fire Unicorn, turn him over. Chapter 1197, Sucking You Asshole. Chapter 1197, Sucking You Asshole. The idea could not connect to the golden cudgel. That was because the golden cudgel was only a weapon. Even if it was at the main artifact level, it was still a weapon. However, the Fire Unicorn was his war pet. The war pet that the system had recognized. Long Fei's idea had always been able to communicate with the Fire Unicorn. In that instant, Long Fei roared out, Fire Unicorn, flip it over for me. As soon as his voice faded, buzz. The Fire Unicorn that was waiting in the distance suddenly roared and fiercely rushed forward. Boom. A power burst out from the altar, wanting to stop the Fire Unicorn. At this moment, when the Fire Unicorn sensed that Long Fei's life was hanging by a thread, it didn't hold back at all and exploded forth with its strongest flame power. The moment he crashed into the altar, rumble. The altar crumbled. The roar of a huge beast sounded in the sky. No. Fire Unicorn was the one who created you. You are the guardian beast of the first round of the formation. How can you betray me? The moment the huge beast roared, Long Fei's consciousness suddenly rushed out and broke through the bindings. Next, Long Fei's body also regained its freedom. Ding. Red alert. Player's health point is too low, please add. Red alert. Player's health point is too low, please add. The system continuously flashed with red light. The sound of the danger alert made Long Fei very unhappy. Ah! He jumped into the air, clenched his right hand, and shouted, Monkey, give me your strength. Boom. When the golden cudgel landed in his hand, Long Fei clenched his fists tightly and smashed down onto the stone cauldron on the altar, causing the Samisen true fire to burn. Rumble. The altar completely collapsed. A beating heart was frantically absorbing the blood essence from Long Fei's body below the altar. A gigantic heart was as big as 3 Nyo Dasanes. Long Fei was dumbstruck. Is this your heart? You are young big beast. The huge beast's voice was still as arrogant as before. So what? Do you think a human and a beast like you can shake my existence? You're the bastard. Master, I'm going to bite it to death. The Fire Unicorn was instantly enraged. Long Fei waved his hand. No rush. Long Fei laughed sinisterly. Who said I would hurt you? The gigantic beast laughed complacently. Your powers are simply not enough. You are all too weak, just a bunch of ants. Ha ha ha. Without waiting for him to finish laughing, Long Fei slowly walked over and said, Do you know why my blood veins are so powerful? The beast did not move. Long Fei continued, because it can absorb 10,000 energies. You absorbed my strength just now it's my turn. With a step, he swiftly approached, and placed his palm on the enormous heart. Long Fei's gaze suddenly sank as he heavily roared, "Suck star over China. Drink it. Hualala." His palm was like a black hole, crazily absorbing energy from the huge heart. "Sucking my blood vein? I will suck you dry." Streams of energy, visible to the naked eye, crazily flowed down from the giant heart. At this moment, the huge beast suddenly became angry. "Despicable human, what are you trying to do? Absorb my power? Do you think your body can take it? If you can't take it, I'll suck you to death too. Continue being arrogant." Long Fei did not stop there. He started to absorb even more crazily. He did not care if his body could take it or not. He only had one goal: to suck you out until you die, you son of a b*tch. Bind your father's consciousness. Drink your father's blood. You even want Laozi to be proud of you? You must be *king crazy. Now you have to be proud of me. Boom, 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 boom. The powerful energy continued to be sucked into Long Fei's body, and even the fire unicorn at the side were dumbfounded as they saw it. They kept saying, "Master, suck it to death, suck it to death." The giant heart was shrinking rapidly. His energy was also drying up. The huge beast roared like thunder, "Human, stop, stop, stop. Your father wants to suck you to death." Long Fei didn't show any signs of stopping. While he was still sick, he needed his life. Although this was the heart of a Yuan-Yang big beast, if he could kill it, he could still explode. More importantly, Long Fei needed experience now, an upgrade. Then he couldn't stop. The huge beast said angrily, "I am the Yuan-Yang big beast." Long Fei disdainfully said, "Even if you are the king of the heavens, I will still kill you." The huge beast said, "If you let go, I can fulfill any of your wishes. I can do anything for you. Are you brainless? Or do you think I'm a 3-year-old? If you have that much power, will you still be trapped here?" Long Fei laughed. If he believed the giant demon's words, then he might as well find a piece of tofu to smash himself to death. His IQ was only 5. The giant beast shook and then furiously said, "I have many magical equipment and many spiritual treasures. As long as you let me go, I can give them all to you." "Ha ha ha. You have a lot of soul treasures. I'm very sorry, I don't need you to give it to me, because I will personally expose it." Long Fei laughed and said, "Yuan Jingyuan is a fool, it's useless. There is only one outcome for provoking your father. That is to see the king of hell. Drink it." Long Fei's suck star over China moved even faster, not giving the huge beast any chance to escape at all. Giving others a chance to live at this time was equivalent to giving oneself a chance to live. Long Fei was not stupid. This was the heart of a Yuan-Yang big beast. But the source of Yuan-Yang big beast's power. Its giant heart was trembling, and even the huge beast was frightened as it said, "Spare me, I'm willing to be your slave and your slave." "Fat. I don't need it." Long Fei shouted. The gigantic beast refused to give up and said, "My power is incredibly strong. With my help, I can help you stand at the peak of this world. No one is your match." Long Fei said, "Even without your help, I will still stand at the peak of this world. So, go to hell." Long Fei roared, the blood vein absorbed all of it. The power of the suck star over China was withdrawn. The gigantic beast's heart froze for a moment. It thought that this was the end, and it immediately became arrogant. "Despicable human, I want you to pay the price." Not waiting for him to finish, Long Fei's eyes were filled with anger. "Then let's see who will pay the price." Explode. The powerful energy that was being absorbed exploded out, and all the energy rushed into the heart of the giant beast. Soon after, the heart became huge and black. It began to swell. The giant beast's voice trembled. "What kind of power is this?" This. Long Fei said excitedly, "This is the power to kill you. Grandson. Explode for me." Rumble. The heart of the gigantic beast burst open, and the system beeped in response. Ding. Chapter 1198 Yuan-Yang Big Beast, Explode. Chapter 1198 Yuan-Yang Big Beast, Explode. Ding. The system beep rang. Long Fei started to get conflicted. Should I use Berserk? Do you want to use it? Right now, I have more than 300 striking energy value that can only unleash the first level of Berserk. Do you want to use it? I'm going all out. Use it. Congratulations to player Longfei for getting 50,000 experience points for killing the heart of Yuan Yang Big Beast. Holy Source, 190,000 points. Energy values, 1 point. Congratulations to the player Longfei for obtaining Yuan Yang formula. Do you wish to cultivate it? Congratulations to player Longfei for obtaining Yuan Yang Big Beast S. Do you wish to fuse them? Congratulations to player Longfei for obtaining the Ming Jiyu sword. The continuous explosions were all good stuff. Especially the last bone sword, the Yuan Xiong sword. It was the hardest bone in the Yuan Yang Big Beast's body. It was as sharp as a sword. Moreover, its grade was even higher on the divine level. However, this was just an appetizer. The striking energy value had not been activated yet. Longfei's heart trembled, he held his breath, and thought to himself, 300 points of energy values, you have to give me something good, or else I'll suffer a huge loss. Ding. Player Longfei has reached level 1 Berserk. Please select the Domain Treasure Series, Water God Treasure Series, Heaven Court Series, Animation Series, Game Series, Science Fantasy Battle Mecha Series, Universe Series. Heavenly Court Series. Can you give me a warm bed, Fairy Chang'e? Longfei shouted excitedly. Ding. Congratulations to player Longfei for obtaining possession of Old Lord Taishang. Heh. Too young, Old Lord. Damn. Ancestor of the alchemy. Longfei was a little confused. She immediately opened up the system to check. Item. Possession of Old Lord Taishang Series, Heavenly Court Series description. Possession of Old Lord Taishang for 5 minutes. Under conditions that allow it, you can refine any pill that you wish to. Good stuff. Longfei's eyes lit up, he was too excited to take care of himself. In the future, if I still need to use alchemy, who would I need to be afraid of? Berserk is Berserk. A trial. Longfei felt a strong sense of power every time. This was only the early stage of Berserk. Longfei's strongest attack was also the secondary violent ghost. Longfei's expectations grew more and more. Just as Longfei was looking at these attributes, the system sounded out once again. Ding. Hell's 18th level, first level repaired. Boom. A loud sound came out from Longfei's body. Following that, the power of the 18th level of Hell was suddenly activated, flickering with golden light. It began to revolve, just like a demon suppressing pagoda. Streaks of golden light shot out. The golden light was just like the golden light from Oracle, its aura was exactly the same. The 18 levels of Hell were dilapidated in the god's martial continent. He was one of the few treasures Longfei brought into the Chaos Realm, and had not reacted to any of Longfei's space ring-s. Longfei was shocked by the sudden reaction. Rumble. 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 Sounds of explosions sounded out one after another, and a series of sounds of iron chains being drawn out began to ring out. Ding. Congratulations to player Longfei, Seal Yuan Yang Big Beast for obtaining 10,000 experience points, and Holy Source's 1,000 special reward. Buzz. The golden light receded, merging into the first level of the 18 hells. Awoo. The Yuan Yang Big Beast cried out in pain. Following that, everything returned to tranquility. The Yuan Yang Big Beast's power and the power of the 18th level of Hell had all disappeared. Longfei entered the 18th floor of Hell and saw that the first floor was filled with chains. The chains were covered with all kinds of seal runes, and there was a gigantic beast in the middle of the chains. A gigantic beast that was twice the size of Beeman large monster. His body was covered in chains, locking his seal in place. Yuan Yang Big Beast. He sensed that Longfei's idea had entered the first level of Hell, so he opened his eyes slightly. Destroy my altar, hurt my heart, and now, you actually placed my seal in such a damned place. I want to kill you, I must kill you. The Yuan Yang Big Beast was roaring. However, he could only roar. The figure of Longfei's idea floated in the air and laughed coldly. Go on. You want to kill me? Come on, come on, come on, King, kill me now. Longfei's voice became more and more arrogant, and he coldly snorted, "You dare to clamor in this daddy's territory? Don't you know whose territory this is?" The idea moved. Long Fei controlled the 18th floor of hell. Next. Buzz. With a sudden movement of the power within the 18th level of hell, the chains tightened with a catcha-catcha sound, straightening that Yuan-Yang big beast up and lifting it up. The Yuan-Yang big beast's face trembled from the pain, blood spurted out from its mouth as it screamed in pain. Long Fei did not hold back and coldly laughed. "Come, call another one." The strength of the Yuan-Yang big beast S at the 18th level of hell was completely crushed. Completely immobilized. The Yuan-Yang big beast's eyes were staring straight at Long Fei, its pupils bloodshot and filled with killing intent, but he had no other choice. Here, Long Fei was the king. It was just a tiny ant. "Yuan-Yang big beast. Chenji. Stay here." Long Fei laughed coldly, then retracted his idea and returned it to his body. His heart started to tremble. "I directly trapped the Yuan-Yang big beast in the seal. Moreover, the power of the 18th level of hell has completely changed. Could it be that the spiritual treasure that I entered the chaos realm with has become stronger after being baptized by the heavenly tribulation? If that's the case, what about the goddess Ter? And what is its power? Just what is it?" Ding. Just as Long Fei was thinking about this, the system sounded out once again. The 18 levels of hell that appeared in his mind, a long, evolved groove appeared on the Yuan-Yang big beast's body, moving up and down bit by bit. It seemed to be evolving and updating. It was like something else. There were 2 words written at the back of the groove: Beast King. The evolution of the Beast King? Could it be that the power of hell's 18th floor isn't seal? Those golden light beams and the power of those chains are able to make the Yuan-Yang big beast evolve and become stronger. Make me super fighters. He's really going against the heavens. At this moment, the fire unicorn suddenly said, "Master, this place is about to collapse. We need to leave quickly." Rocks cracked and the entire mountain trembled. Long Fei regained his senses, and said, "Leave." However, did the Yuan Guang giant formation break or not? The fire unicorn said, "Master, we don't have to care about that anymore. Escaping is more important. My father once said that not all the huge array around are together, there are many places." Long Fei turned his body and sat on the back of the fire unicorn. The fire unicorn moved, fiercely charged forward, turned into a ball of flame, and charged straight out while burning. Chapter 1199, Causing Trouble. I'd like to see you. Chapter 1199, Causing Trouble. I'd like to see you rumble. Rumble. The entire Yuan-Yang mountain range was violently trembling. The mountain exploded. The low hum of 10,000 beasts. The mountain range was like the end of the world. What is going on? Many buildings had collapsed and turned into ashes. Those elders and disciples could not stand steadily, and the holy source's aura within 1,000,000 kilometers of them became chaotic. It did not help them at all when absorbing into their bodies. Ren Tianzhan frowned. "Have you found anything? What happened?" A disciple rushed in and reporting to the Grand Master, the origin of the quake came from a valley 3,000 kilometers away. The area within 10 kilometers has already been reduced to ruins. A valley 3,000 kilometers away? Forbidden land for the living, Death Valley? Could it be that something inside escaped? Ren Tianzhan frowned. He was someone who had read through some secret records in the sect master's ability. He knew that there was a powerful seal in Death Valley. There must be powerful demons in the seal. That disciple said, "According to my knowledge, there were no demons that rushed out. At that time, there was only a flame that rushed out and disappeared without a trace." Flames? Ren Tianzhan did not think too much into it. He had nothing to worry about right now. "Where's Long Fei? Have you found him?" An elder shook his head and said, "We sent more than 30 search teams to scour all 18 cities, but we still couldn't find him. It's as if he disappeared from this world." The 18 cities of Yuan Chao world were the only places that led to the outside world. If Long Fei wanted to leave the jurisdiction of the Yuan Yang clan, he had to pass through these 18 cities. Ren Tianzhan's eyes darkened, and he said, "Kid, where did you run off to?" They thought Long Fei had escaped. However, they didn't know that Long Fei hadn't left the Yuanyang mountain range, and had instead gone to the depths of the mountain range. "Boss! Woo woo woo!" Niu Dashan's face was full of tears as he cried. Looking at the ruins, both of his hands were bloody, but where was it buried so deep? "Milord! There's someone here!" Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And then a few figures descended and landed behind Niu Dashan. They were disciples who had entered the city to gain experience, and the clothes they wore were not the clothes of the Yuanyang clan, but the clothes of another sect. However, there were 2 words embroidered on the back of their clothes: Union of 10,000. It was one of the sects. The shock it had caused was too great. Several groups of people rushed over, all wanting to know what had happened. There was another reason. With such a huge vibration, perhaps some divine object would be unearthed. A middle-aged man walked out and looked at Niu Dashan, who was crying loudly. He sneered, "A man can cry like this? Dead father, or dead mother?" Niu Dashan ignored him. One of the disciples suddenly moved and landed in front of Niu Dashan, cursing, "Brat, an elder is talking to you again. Are you deaf?" Niu Dashan raised his eyes slightly and shouted, "Scram far away." The disciple's eyes grew sinister as he said, "You dog, you're courting death." The disciple drew his sword and stabbed forward. It directly locked onto Niu Dashan's throat. The middle-aged elder faintly said, "Leave one alive." Shua. The sword shifted and pierced towards Niu Dashan's chest. Niu Dashan was worrying that he had nowhere to vent his anger on. Seeing the sword attacking him, he did not try to dodge, but instead raised his body and rushed forward. Buzz! The king bull's blood on his body erupted. The strong defensive power directly forced the sword to bend. The sword tip could not penetrate Niu Dashan's body at all. The disciple's face changed dramatically. When the blood vein energy exploded, an even more powerful force exploded out. Without waiting for him to unleash his full strength, Niu Dashan's fist fell down heavily. Bam! "I told you to scram." A fist strike. That disciple was blasted dozens of meters away, falling to the ground and spitting out a mouthful of blood. What a strong power! The few disciples looked at each other, but they were not afraid. The middle-aged elder coldly smiled and said, "Didn't you guys want to find someone with strong defense and strength to test your strength? He is the best target. To think that a yellow rank 9th pin has such defense and strength. I can tell that his blood vein level is not low. If my guess is not wrong, he should be the genius disciple of the Yuanyang clan." The few disciples behind him immediately came forward. "Yuanyang clan? Which one did you offend, the Hellgate and the 10,000 Alliance? Let's see what the genius disciples of the Yuanyang clan can do today." Attack! Whoosh whoosh, whoosh whoosh. The 4 figures landed around Niu Dashan's body in a blur. The middle-aged man disdainfully smiled and said, "Boy, if you can tell me what happened just now, I will make your death a bit more comfortable." Without waiting for the middle-aged man to finish speaking, Niu Dashan glared at him, shouted, and said, "I told you to scram, far, far away." The middle-aged man's face turned sinister. "A mere Yuanyang clan disciple dares to be so impudent in front of me. Beat him up." In that instant, the 6 disciples moved at the same time. And at this moment, they had all released their powerful blood veins' innate strength. 3 of the 6 were ferocious beast blood vein, and the other 2 had even stronger blood vein. Everyone's cultivation level was higher than Niu Dashan. 6 people ganged up on one person. Niu Dashan was simply unable to resist it at all. The king bull's blood's defenses were destroyed and a few bloody holes appeared on his body. The middle-aged man sneered, "Kid, even now you are in a rush to say it. Long Fei might not be able to live after being buried, but since that's the case." Niu Dashan did not want to live either. He stared at the middle-aged elder and bellowed, "I said, scram. Kill." The middle-aged man's gaze turned sinister and his killing intent surged. And then, the 6 disciples attacked even faster. Niu Dashan also looked like he was giving his all. He didn't try to defend at all. Even if he died, he had to pull someone down with him. However, the difference in cultivation was too great. He alone was not enough to withstand the attacks of the 6 people. After a few rounds, Nyo Dashan's body had more and more wounds. At this moment, within the forest, a few men stood in silence. They did not have any intention of interfering. Yuan Yang clan's disciples are too useless. No, he's not even a disciple of the Yuan Yang clan. He's just a slave. Did you see the standard of the slaves on his chest? Holy Moon sect against a slave. Suddenly, the few men frowned. It's him? His height isn't right. Body size and appearance characteristics are also wrong. He's not the person we're looking for. At this moment, a figure landed from the sky, holding a handful of mountain-splitting neef. He quickly charged forward. At this moment, the few men took out a portrait, then looked at Long Fei with excited expressions. Long Fei landed and quickly charged forward, watching Nyo Dashan getting surrounded and beaten up by the 6 people. His fury surged. Damn it, are they giving me experience and striking energy value? Chapter 1200 Reward Hunters. Chapter 1200 Reward Hunters. He quickly rushed out. The staff dragged the ground, and the flames scattered everywhere. Nyo Dashan was forced to retreat. 6 people, 6 swords attacked in unison, their lives hanging by a thread for an instant. Nyo Dashan shouted loudly, "Boss, I'm coming with you." Boom. One swing of the staff blocked 6 slashes. A figure landed in front of Nyo Dashan and said, "Where are you going to accompany me?" A familiar voice. Nyo Dashan was startled. He rubbed his eyes as he looked at Long Fei and laughed foolishly. Boss, I knew it. I knew you would be fine. Humph. Nothing will happen now." Amongst the 6 of them, a man's sword suddenly changed forms like a spirit serpent, and his body directly pierced towards Xiong Longfei's throat like a spirit serpent. Die. Spirit Serpent Blood Vein. The power of the Spirit Serpent Blood Vein of the 3 senior brother S. The spirit snake has mutated. This is a killing move. He's definitely going to die. Long Fei smirked and said coldly, "Strength of the blood vein? Then let me show you the power of a blood vein." With a flip of his right hand, all 5 of his fingers formed a claw. Boom. The man could not control his body and rushed towards Xiong Longfei. A palm struck his chest, and he also thrust out, but in this instant, his strength rapidly shrank, and all the strength in his body burst out crazily from his chest. Clang. The sword fell down and the body turned into a mummy. His entire body was sucked to death. Ding. Congratulations to player Long Fei for killing Holy Moon Sect Disciple for obtaining 1200 experience, 100 holy source and 10 energy values. Congratulations to player Long Fei for obtaining 1 profound stone. Everything happened too quickly. After fusing with the Yuan Yang Big Beast, the devouring vein once again soared up 2 levels, reaching level 22, and its suck star over China became even more powerful. A 9th level black level martial artist was sucked dry in a few seconds. It was a full 2 times faster than being at level 20. The higher the blood veins rank, the stronger their power. The surrounding people were all dumbfounded. The few disciples of Holy Moon Sect were so scared that their faces turned pale. Demonic art. It's a demonic art. This person is from the demonic sect. The face of the elder from Holy Moon Sect darkened, his 2 eyes stared straight at Long Fei. "You are merely a profound rank level 5 trash, go and kill him." Long Fei laughed coldly. "Come. None of you are leaving today." Long Fei did not stop there. The energy that he had absorbed from the Spirit Serpent blood vein had been fused with the other energies. At this moment. Wait. A man walked out of the forest. A few people followed behind him. The man's gaze stayed on Long Fei the whole time, not moving at all. The Holy Moon Sect elder snorted coldly. "Who are you? Could it be that he wants to interfere in the affairs of my Holy Moon Sect?" His words were filled with arrogance. He was reminding those people to mind their own business at Holy Moon Sect. However, the rest of the people ignored him. They did not even look at him, but started striding towards Xiong Longfei. In their eyes, there was only a goal. As for anything else, they did not put him in their eyes. Holy Moon Sect's expression changed, as if he had been humiliated. His eyes roared, "I'll say it again, this is a matter of my Holomoon sect." Not waiting for him to finish, a shadow flashed, and a cold sword was pointed at his throat as he coldly said, "Try saying one more word." It was too fast. It was so fast that no one could react at all. Even the Holomoon sect clan elder could not react in time, as the cold sword in his throat could easily take his life. At this moment, he didn't even dare to breathe. The man looked at the Holomoon sect elder coldly and snorted disdainfully. He slowly took a step back, sheathed his sword and chased after the group once again. 4 people. It had lost all signs of life, just like 4 ghosts. The leading man walked in front of Long Fei and asked directly, "Your name is Long Fei?" Long Fei was secretly shocked. "How do you know my name?" Leader smiled slightly. "Looks like we came to the right place on this trip. Considering your special identity, I need to tell you this. We are hunters from the Bounty Gate. Someone is paying a high price to kill you." When the few disciples of Holomoon sect heard the words Bounty Gate, their expressions all changed slightly. That Elder Shen Yu's face turned pale. Long Fei looked at the man, and said, "So, you came to kill me?" The man said, "You can put it this way. If you obediently follow me, you will be able to live for a few more days, because the price of living is twice the price of dying." Long Fei was startled again. "Could it be that someone wants to buy my life?" The man said, "Yes, Hellgate." Long Fei was secretly shocked. "It's Hellgate again." And then Long Fei thought of Lai Yang, who escaped last time, and said, "Then the one who wants my life should be the Myriad Alliance." The man said, "You are very smart. A smart person would probably make a smart choice. We will earn more if you live, but if you want to die, we won't lose because this is a big deal." Actually, he also did not know Long Fei's identity. The Hellgate and the 10,000 Alliance sect both wanted this kind of person. This kind of person's identity should be very special. What kind of existence was this? He really couldn't figure it out. The rules of the Bounty Gate was to ask yourself for your goals and not ask about anything else. Long Fei said slightly, "I want to live, but I won't go with you, and you actually know that my identity is special? Then it's best if you don't provoke me." "It's fine if you don't provoke me. If you dare to provoke me, then I'm sorry. I will destroy your 18 generations of ancestors." Long Fei was not one bit scared. Who cares if it was Bounty Gate or some bullsh** T-door, they wanted to capture him? That would depend on whether the golden cudgel in his hands agreed or not. "Ha ha ha." The man laughed out loud, and said, "Maybe you don't know the methods of our Bounty Gate, but once the mission is issued, it won't stop until one of us dies. So, it would be best if you could live. It doesn't matter even if you die." In that instant, the man suddenly attacked. Boom. With one hand grabbing Xiong Longfei, the claw beneath the black robe struck like a ghost. Long Fei was not slow, but compared to the man's speed, he was much slower. Boom. A loud explosion resounded. Long Fei was instantly sent flying. The man disappeared. Long Fei's heart stirred, and he thought to himself, "This is bad." The man's figure was already waiting at the point where he landed. It was too fast, his cultivation was too strong. Damn it. Nyo Dashan crawled up, and like an ox, he charged forward. Boom. Nyo Dashan was also sent flying. The moment the man made his move, Long Fei moved in mid-air, wind god leg. A series of kicks came flying down. However, before he could kick him, the man grabbed his foot and heavily smashed it onto the ground. Long Fei smashed onto the ground and a deep pit appeared. Long Fei lied in the pit and was unable to move. Chapter 1201 Opening of the Bounty System. Chapter 1201 Opening of the Bounty System. The difference in cultivation was simply too great. Speed, strength, and reaction speed were on completely different levels. The disciples of the Holomoon sect were all stunned. Bounty Gate is truly worthy of being called a Bounty Gate. He's too strong. They're probably still one-star hunters. Bounty Gate has existed for tens of thousands of years and is growing stronger and stronger, so few powers in the entire Chaos Realm dare to offend them. The key is that they remain neutral and only accept hunting missions. How much is this bounty? Why are both the Hellgate and the Myriad Alliance sect issuing missions? The people of Holomoon sect did not understand. Seeing Long Fei being almost killed, admiration filled their hearts. They knew that they were no match for him. The man stood at the side of the pit and looked at Long Fei, who was in the pit. Do you still want to fight? The other three walked up to Long Fei with looks of contempt, and said, Brat, don't look for trouble. You won't be given any chances in front of us. It could be seen that their attacks were extremely ruthless. Furthermore, they wouldn't give each other any chance. Long Fei spat out a mouthful of blood, curled his lips, and laughed coldly. You're not giving me the chance. Is that so? Look at what's behind you all. Flames shot up into the sky. An enormous demon beast stood not far behind them, its two eyes staring straight at them. What's that? Divine beast. The flame that came out of the explosion? But what does it have to do with him? The expressions of the four bounty gates changed slightly. Leader said, the three of you deal with him, I will take this kid away. The aura of the fire unicorn made them feel afraid. The man stared at Long Fei, who was in the pit, his eyes filled with killing intent. As long as he could not take Long Fei away alive, he would kill him, because he could be considered as having completed the mission. In the history of the Bounty Gate, there had never been a mission failure. This was impossible. Fire unicorn, kill them all. Boom. The fire unicorn roared, and the flames on its body burned even more intensely. Boom. Boom, boom. With three loud bangs, the three bodies turned into lava, melting bit by bit without leaving even a single trace of bones behind. Instant kill. A system announcement rang out in Long Fei's mind. Ding, ding, ding. The fire unicorn was his war pet, so he could naturally gain experience from killing them. Leader's expression changed greatly. He had expected the strength of the erroneous fire unicorn, and the flames on his body were completely different from normal flames. His body moved, and his gaze locked onto Long Fei. Since I can't take you away alive, then die. The man moved, clawing at Xiong Long Fei's head. Long Fei's brows twitched, and said, if you have the guts, then come. The golden cudgel held onto the staff tightly, the surface of the staff burning. At the moment when the man attacked, Long Fei also threw out the staff. The power of Samisen true fire. Rumble. Bang. 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 The moment the two energies collided, Long Fei's arm went numb. He could not endure it any longer, and at this moment, the leader also did not feel well either. He did not expect Long Fei to still have such a powerful strength. One strike was blocked. Leader's gaze darkened, the killing intent in his eyes grew thicker. However, at that moment, the fire unicorn had already landed beside Long Fei, who crawled up from the ground. Without waiting for the man to attack, Long Fei leapt up, sitting on the fire unicorn's back. Then, the idea moved and said, now it's your turn to abuse me. Buzz. A red light flashed. The fire unicorn was unimaginably fast. It landed beside the leader and smashed the ground with its staff. The man was sent flying. Without waiting for him to hit the ground, the fire unicorn followed Long Fei's idea's movements and instantly arrived at his landing point. Another staff smashed down. A deep crater formed on the ground. And then, Long Fei jumped down from the fire unicorn's back. The golden cudgel in his hands struck the man ruthlessly in the pit like a dog, and shouted, Bounty Gate? Kill me. Come on. Boom, boom, boom. The man was instantly smashed into a bloody mess. No matter how much blood was on his head, he could not withstand Long Fei's barrage, and could not resist it at all. When his HP fell, so did his blood. Explode for lousy. Boom. Ding. Congratulations to player Long Fei for killing 1-star hunter for obtaining 5,000 experience, 390 holy source and 10 energy values. Congratulations to player Long Fei for obtaining 10 profound stones. Congratulations to player Long Fei for obtaining the Netherworld Claw. Do you wish to cultivate it? Congratulations, player. The system sounded out continuously. Just as Long Fei was about to stop because of the system beep rang out once again. Ding. Congratulations player Long Fei for triggering reward system. Reward system activated. 100 experience points, 100 holy source, 100 points, special reward. The bounty system? This is a new system after all. It had never appeared in the gods' martial continent before. It was also at this time. The faces of the Holy Moon sect disciples all became pale, and their bodies slowly shrunk. The corner of Long Fei's eyes turned cold. The idea moved and said, "Kill, don't leave a single one alive." Roar! The fire unicorn roared and rushed out. It only took a few seconds to return to Long Fei's side, and during this period, it did not even let out a single scream. 5 prompts sounded out in Long Fei's mind. At this moment, Long Fei activated the bounty system. System: the bounty system task, none description. The system automatically issues tasks that are either high, low, or random. After the task is completed, the next task can be issued. TL, rookie. Description 2, the higher the level of the quest, the more generous the rewards. Description 3, the reward points obtained from completing the mission can be exchanged for open secret realm S. Description 4, secret world, heaven fairyland, prehistoric secret world, heavenly dragon secret world, ancient secret world, refining speed to become a secret world, alchemy to become a secret world, forging speed to become a secret world. A series of descriptions. Long Fei saw it very fiercely. Isn't this way 2F** king overbearing? The bounty system is so awesome. The key is, this bounty system is completely tailored for me. If I have enough points and skills to exchange for secret world, wouldn't the so-called secret world be an instance dungeon? Wouldn't that be giving me experience? Long Fei was overjoyed in his heart. Also, there's even a vice secret world. Do you need to be so good? Ha ha ha. Nyo Dasan walked over and said, "Boss, the Bounty Gate's hunters are all powerful assassins. Are we really okay if we kill them?" The Bounty Gate had never had a record of failure. This time, he failed. It was very obvious that Long Fei had provoked an extremely large power. The corner of Long Fei's mouth lifted slightly, and said, "It's not that we're fine, it's that they're busy." Bounty Gate. If you want your father's life, your father will turn you into a berserk dog. Long Fei's gaze was filled with killing intent. Chapter 1202, Level 10 Berserk. Chapter 1202, Level 10 Berserk. The Hellgate, the Bounty Gate, and the 10,000 Alliance sect were all superpowers of the Chaos Realm, existences as powerful as giants. None of these powers could be easily countered by a single person. No doubt about it. Long Fei's identity was the youth master of Hellgate, but the people of the Hellgate did not let him off. He did not know the reason, but he knew that the Hellgate had angered him. The same was true for the Million Souls sect. Long Fei did not know how strong his power was, but if they actually sent someone to kill him, then other than Lai Yang, he would also be the one provoking him. As for the Bounty Gate, the Hitman organization was a Hitman organization. If they wanted to call themselves a noble, bounty hunter, then let's see who kills who. It was not Long Fei who provoked them. It was that they had angered Long Fei. They had the same temper, but the meaning was completely different. Half a moment later, Nyo Dashan swallowed a few pills, stabilizing his injuries, and said, "Boss, what do we do now? Go back to the Yuan Yang clan, or do you want to do something?" Long Fei glanced at the fire unicorn beside him, and said faintly, "Now let's crazily kill." Right now, he could only find the spirit blood. The other spirit grass had not been found yet. With the fire unicorn above the head, wouldn't the entire Yuanyang mountain range be turned over? Long Fei moved and said, "Attack." After Long Fei and the others left, a figure walked out of the darkness. Hellgate, Junior Master, is indeed extraordinary. To think that even the ancient divine beast can listen to his commands. Interesting, very interesting. As soon as he finished, the figure disappeared on the spot. 2 days later. Ding. Congratulations to player Long Fei for obtaining 1200 experience while killing 3-star monster, 100 holy source points, and 1 energy values point. Ding. Player Long Fei using level 1 Berserk. Please choose. Domain Treasure Series. The main gun's energy is filling up. Buzz. The fifth layer's energy has been filled. The main gun is ready, please choose your target. After the energy was filled, the corner of Long Fei's mouth curled up. With this cannon, it would be equivalent to adding a life-saving talisman. No matter how strong he was, as long as it posed a threat to his life, he would be blasted away with this cannon. Next, I have to get something big. Let's see what rank 10 berserk energy is. Long Fei became excited. If you want to cause trouble, you need to cause trouble. Secondary Violent Ghost has 1,000 points of energy values, 3 levels and 5,000 points, 4 levels and 20,000 points. This daddy wants to go berserk at level 10, then see if I can get a Sky Emperor or something. Nyo Das Han, be more ferocious. Long Fei roared. Nyo Das Han brought a large wave of demon beast from afar and said, "Boss, they're here." A group of demon beast. The golden cudgel in Long Fei's hand moved, and knocked the fire unicorn on the head with the staff, and said, "Stop eating, get back to work." The fire unicorn turned its head and looked at the group of demon beast in the distance, emitting a cruel and ruthless aura. "If you disturb me while I eat, all of you will die." Roar. The fire unicorn roared, and the flames that filled the sky rushed out in an instant. Boom, boom, boom. It was like a flaming talisman had exploded as it swept out. The surroundings were covered in ash. The demon beast were all instantly killed, and only a few of the 5-star monster's face were charred black. Their eyes blinked as they looked at the fire unicorn in front of them, and trembled in fear. Die. Bang, bang. Ding, ding, ding. The rhythm was like firecrackers, crackling non-stop. Ha ha ha. This time, the group of demon beast got their hands on 100 over energy values. Continue. Long Fei was wild with excitement. With the ancient divine beast, he felt great. His experience points was going wild. His energy values was going wild. Level 10 berserk, level 10 berserk. I must get a level 10 berserk out, hey. S face was full of expectation. Level 1 berserk was just an ordinary holy artifact. Level 10 berserk must be a super powerful thing. Continue, continue. 1 month later, Yuanyang clan. At the main hall. Is there still no news of Long Fei? Ren Tianzhan was extremely anxious these few days, and he was getting closer and closer to the deadline given by the Hell Gate. Long Fei was originally his last protective talisman, but now that Long Fei had disappeared, the people of Yuanyang clan were scattered, everyone was in danger. There was no sound from the hall. Ren Tianzhan shouted, "Trash! All of you are trash, unable to even look at a little slave or find them. Are you all trash?" The elders in the hall lowered their heads. Ren Tianzhan continued to shout, "If we can't find Long Fei, we will all die. Who is he? He is the youth master of Hellgate. Even if he doesn't admit it, with his super gifted vein, he can still replace that thing. Now that he is gone, what thing do you want me to give him to the Hellgate?" When the people from the Hellgate arrived, he couldn't take out anything. He would die. Yuanyang clan was also exterminated. One of the elders said softly, "Sect Master, these are all great clan elders' words. If he had not released Long Fei on his own, we would not have fallen into a passive situation. Yes, it's Yang Wonu. It's all because of him. Now that he's gone, he left behind a sick daughter. Sect Master, Yang Wonu won't let us off easily, and we can't let him off either. Isn't her daughter still here?" The clan elder pointed all the blame at Yang Wonu. Ren Tianzhan was also extremely resentful towards Yang Wonu. If not for him letting Long Fei go, would they even need to be so passive? Ren Tianzhan's eyes turned sinister as he shouted, "Yang Wonu, even though you went to the Abyss Swamp, your daughter is still here. She won't let me off easily, and I won't let you off either. Sect Master, I heard that Long Fei gave her 2 destiny pill before he left. Without the destiny pill, she would slowly age and wither. This is what Yang Wonu doesn't want to see the most. How about?" Ren Tianzhan frowned. Yang Wonu had left for more than a month, and either he died in the Abyss Swamp, or he had already escaped. If that was the case, Ren Tianzhan hardened his heart. Yang Wonu was the one who was heartless first. Don't blame me for being unjust. His gaze darkened. The elder immediately understood and smiled slightly. The crowd dispersed. In the sect head's courtyard. The last 7 days. Ren Tianzhan felt goosebumps. He did not want to die. He really did not want to die. Right now, he was willing not to be the Yuan Yang clan lord. Yang Wanu, oh Yang Wanu, did you anticipate all of this from the very beginning? Give me the position of sect master and I will be in dire straits. You're in a good position right now. You ran away, but I still have to guard here. Why should I? Why should I guard here? Ren Tianzhan was raging. And then, his gaze turned sinister as he laughed coldly. You can leave, but why can't I? Who said that the Yuan Yang clan's sect master must guard here with all his might? Ren Tianzhan laughed. Men, real face is in closed door cultivation. I won't see anyone, don't let anyone disturb me. After explaining all of this, Ren Tianzhan turned into a ball of light and escape. Chapter 1203 First Bounty Mission. Chapter 1203 First Bounty Mission. No one wanted to die. The more humans ate, the more afraid they would be of death. Ren Tianzhan was no exception. He knew clearly in his heart that as long as the people of Hellgate arrived, the Yuan Yang clan would not be able to hold on. He used to have a glimmer of hope for the Myriad Alliance, but after the flame escaped, there was no need to think about how they could support the sect. Yuan Yang clan would be destroyed in 7 days. Delicious. Delicious. Grilled meat with elixir, it feels so good. The fire unicorn held onto the elixir in one hand and a wild boar's leg in the other, eating until its mouth was dripping with oil. Long Fei felt his heart ache. I have never seen such a method of eating grilled meat. The roasted meat was delicious, but Fire Unicorn's favorite was spirit pellets. He would not work if he did not give them to eat. Long Fei had no choice but to convert all of the items that the demon beast dropped into points, and barely managed to exchange some spirit pellets for him to eat. However, the Fire Unicorn-s consumed too much energy. He also needed these elixirs to replenish his body. Niu Dashan had a depressed look on his face as he said, Old Hua, can you slow down a little? It's not like there's anyone who wants to snatch it from you. Niu Dashan and the Fire Unicorn became more familiar with each other. The Fire Unicorn hugged the wild boar's leg that was not yet roasted tightly and said, Who said that no one was going to steal it? Aren't you a human? Long Fei said, It's not done roasting yet, almost done. The Fire Unicorn said, Don't worry, my entire body is covered in fire, I'm completely mature. Long Fei. Niu Dashan was also speechless. In more than a month's time, the area with a radius of nearly 10,000 kilometers had been overturned by Long Fei. The key thing was energy values. He had already reached 50,000 points. It could release rank 5 Berserk. Long Fei had been trying to hold back and not explode, because he was still thinking about how crazy it would be to be level 10. It was a little too difficult, because level 10 Berserk required too much energy values. This was killing a lot of people. And then again, Long Fei had not been able to find a single boss. If he could find one, perhaps even a level 5 Berserk would explode. Also, in this month and a half, Long Fei had searched through all of the spirit grass, with the exception of the legendary 7-star herber, who he had yet to find. He searched through all the caves but still couldn't find the 7-star herber. This kind of legendary spirit grass could only be found by chance and not sought after. Every single one of them was priceless, and hard to find even if one had 10,000 gold coins. Are you full? I'm full. When I'm full, I'll start working. Long Fei shouted, and said, Keep pushing, keep killing, I need more demon beast, and more demon beast. The 1,000 Li path begins with a single step. If level 10 Berserk can't be done with it, can't I, this father, rank 6 Berserk be done with? Kill. Long Fei shouted. The flames on the Fire Unicorn's body began to burn as it rushed into the forest and began a new round of slaughter. A few days. His striking energy value had increased by quite a bit again, and his experience points had soared to 99%, but he had still almost leveled up. 7-star herber's spirit grass still had not been found. This was the main spirit grass. If they couldn't find it, The antidote simply wouldn't be able to come out. Because of this, Long Fei was a little agitated. Not in the exchange system. I haven't been able to find it for a whole month. Isn't this class mission way too difficult? Mission time half a year. There was plenty of time, but if he couldn't find the spirit grass, even if he was given 10 years, he wouldn't be able to complete the mission. The most important thing was that Long Fei didn't want Yang Yu to wait for too long. To not be able to cultivate was undoubtedly the most painful thing in one's life. Boom. Boom. A few rumbling sounds could be heard from the forest. After another 2 days, Long Fei leveled up once again, reaching the first stage of the purple level 1, and his striking energy value increased by quite a bit. At night. In another place. Ren Tianzhan changed into a new set of clothes, and walked in the forest with a faint smile on his lips. There are still 2 days until the deadline, and 2 days later when the Yuan Yang clan is extinguished, Yet they were able to survive. Ha ha ha. What Yuan Zhengyuan inheritance, what is it about the overall situation? It's all bullshit, only my life is most important, as long as I have my life, then everything is possible. Ren Tianzhan was at ease. At that very moment, he did not go to the 18 cities of the Yuan Yang clan, but instead hid deep in the mountains of the Yuan Yang mountain range. Finding someone in the Yuan Yang mountain range was even harder than finding a needle in a haystack. That was his cleverness. When I'm out of the limelight, everyone will think I'm dead. Who will remember me? Give me a few years, I'll establish another sect, ha ha ha. Ren Tianzhan was excited and proud. There was nothing to worry about. He wasn't as anxious as he was at the time in Yuan Yang clan, and fear faintly rose in his heart. Now he was at ease. He felt like he was escaping from the grave. What smell? Ren Tianzhan sniffed the air and smelt an enticing burnt smell. His stomach could not help but growl. Immediately. Ren Tianzhan didn't think too much either. The entire Yuan Yang clan's disciples were all in the Yuan Yang clan and no one came out. It was impossible for him to meet anyone from the Yuan Yang clan. So what if he met her? Since he was the #1 powerhouse, he could just kill the person he met. Thinking of this, Ren Tianzhan quickly stopped moving forward. Delicious. It's too fragrant. Boss, your cooking skills are too excellent. The meat is tender and juicy. It's very delicious. Niu Dasan gulped down the meat, his mouth dripping with oil as he spoke. Long Fei muttered, the Chilean's grilled meat is naturally different. It was difficult for ordinary flames to penetrate, and it was difficult for the meat inside to be cooked, but it was different for the fire unicorness. Fire unicorness were simply a moving grill. At this moment, the fire unicorn's eyes suddenly looked up. Long Fei's gaze also tightened. There's someone here. Ha! Ha ha ha. No wonder my people couldn't find you. How can you be found while you're hiding in the Yuan Yang mountain range? Ren Tianzhan's eyes lit up. He never would have thought that he would meet Long Fei in the Yuan Yang mountain range. However, Long Fei also did not expect to meet Yuan Yang clan lord Ren Tianzhan. What made him even more surprised was that, right now, Ren Tianzhan's body was emitting a bright light, completely in the state of a boss. The boss had mutated. At this moment, a red light flashed inside Long Fei's mind. Ding! The bounty system has been triggered. A quest has been issued. Mission, kill Ren Tianzhan. Difficulty, 5 stars. Reward, 100 profound stones, 10 experience elixir S, 1 special item, 1 special card, 3,000 bounty points. Looking at the mission issued by the system, Long Fei was a little confused. My darling, you started off killing the Yuan Yang clan's sect leader. Do you need to play it so fiercely? Although Long Fei said that, in his heart, he was very excited. Because the rewards were simply too generous. I like it when you play it big, ha ha ha. Chapter 1204, Killing Ren Tianzhan. Chapter 1204, Killing Ren Tianzhan. The bounty quest was suddenly announced. This caused Long Fei to be caught off guard, but he didn't manage to defend it at all. Looking at the golden light being emitted from Ren Tianzhan's body, Long Fei became excited and said excitedly, a sect master level boss, it must be very strong, right? Heh. Ren Tianzhan walked over and said, Long Fei, you really know how to dodge. Long Fei pretended that he did not know anything, but in his mind, he kept thinking of ways to deal with him. Use the main gun? Isn't it too much of a waste? Main gun are life-saving talismans. Unless you have no other choice, you cannot use them. If I can succeed in ambushing him. Main gun was the last choice. This was because one shot could only be used at a time. Once it was fired, it would be gone. If he could succeed in his sneak attack, he would save a shot. But Long Fei did not know that Ren Tianzhan escaped from the Yuanyang clan. If he knew that, he would directly blast him up with his cannon without hesitation. Long Fei said, I came out to look for something. At this moment, when Ren Tianzhan saw the fire unicorn at the side, his gaze darkened. He could feel the blazing fire energy from the fire unicorn's body. Ancient divine beast. Long Fei, from the looks of it, the intense vibration from a month ago was caused by you, so this fire unicorn is the flame. Ren Tianzhan's eyes revealed a greedy look. Who doesn't want the ancient divine beastess? This fire unicorn was too strong, and it was still in its infancy. If it was in its adulthood, then it would definitely be even more powerful. Long Fei replied, Yes. Ren Tianzhan smiled slightly, and said, Seems like you have already subdued him. Long Fei replied, More or less. Ren Tianzhan said, Give him to me, and I will spare your life. What do you think? His voice suddenly changed. Long Fei's gaze trembled slightly as he pretended to look at Ren Tianzhan with an astonished expression. Sect Master, you're not joking, right? He's my war pet, how can I give him to you? Sect Master Ren, if you like it, I can help you catch a few better mounts when the time comes. After all, this is the Yuanyang mountain range, they have all kinds of mounts. Ren Tianzhan's gaze turned cold as he said in a cold voice, Long Fei, I'm giving you face by taking a fancy to your mount. If I were you, I would hand it over. The change happened too quickly. Long Fei was a little confused. He was a completely different person from when he was in Yuanyang clan. If that was the case. If you don't give me face, then why should I give you face? Long Fei sneered coldly, Ren Tianzhan, you don't have to give me face, and you're not me either. You don't even have the qualifications to become my fart, do you understand? Niu Dasan suddenly stood up. The fire unicorn also became cautious and said to Long Fei in its heart, Master, this guy is very strong. How could the Yuanyang clan's sect leader not be strong? He was the peak powerhouse of the Yuanyang clan. His cultivation was unfathomable. Ha ha ha. Ren Tianzhan laughed wildly and said, Long Fei, if it was a few days ago, perhaps I would still be polite to you and have some scruples. Because I'm worried that you might leave, how about now? I don't even want the Yuanyang clan. As for you, Ren Tianzhan's eyes widened, and said, if it wasn't for your Yuanyang clan, we wouldn't have fallen to such a state, and even the 1,000 Alliance sect's support could have arrived in time, all because of you. Today, you must either obediently hand over this mount or I will make you die a horrible death. Long Fei's heart trembled. What did you say? Yuanyang clan, you don't even want it. Ren Tianzhan's face revealed a touch of coldness, and said, there are still 2 days until Yuanyang clan's deadline. If you are not able to take out the ancient spiritual treasure, Hellgate will let Yuanyang clan eliminate the sect. Right. Yang Yu's little niece is still in Yuanyang clan. Her destiny pill seems to be gone. Ha ha ha. Then why did you run out? Long Fei couldn't help but ask. Although he had already thought that Ren Tianzhan had escaped, he still couldn't believe it. A sect leader giving up just like that. Escape alone? How could such a person become sect head? Ren Tianzhan laughed. Do you think I will die with Yuanyang clan? Kid. Don't talk so much nonsense. Hand over this ancient divine beast and I will let you live. No. It should be to spare your slave's life. Ren Tianzhan laughed. With this ancient divine beast on his back, his time to rise up again was even faster. Niu Dasan shouted, Ren Tianzhan, who the hell are you scolding? Ren Tianzhan raged and a strong pressure pressed down on him. Boom. An extremely strong force struck Niu Dasan's chest. Niu Dasan didn't even have time to react before he was sent flying several tens of meters away, heavily smashing into a large tree and spitting out a mouthful of blood. The fire unicorn moved. Ren Tianzhan sneered and said, "You dare to be so arrogant in front of me?" With a flip of his right hand, a powerful net of energy overcame the fire unicorn and said, "Bastard, as my mount, I will make you stronger. Follow a trash slave, do you think you have a future?" The fire unicorn was suppressed. Ren Tianzhan's left hand moved, and a long sword pointed at the center of Long Fei's brows, as he said coldly, "You better not move, or else you'll instantly die." His reaction was as fast as lightning. This was Ren Tianzhan's power. Everything was under his control. Long Fei stood in place without moving an inch. Ren Tianzhan laughed complacently, "Obediently give me the idea on your mount. I said that I would spare your life." The fire unicorn was roaring. He was struggling desperately. Niu Dashan couldn't get up from the ground, the pain was unbearable. Long Fei's eyes became gloomy, and he said, "You want the fire unicorn? First come and take my life." Ren Tianzhan laughed, "Do you think I don't dare?" At this moment, the system sounded out. Ding. Target locked. The corner of Long Fei's mouth slightly hooked up, and said, "If you have the guts, come then." Ren Tianzhan's eyes turned sinister as a feeling of being firmly locked onto him surfaced in his heart, but at a time like this, he would definitely not let Long Fei live. The news of his escape must not be leaked out. Even if he did not want this fire unicorn, he wanted to kill Long Fei. In that instant, the sword in Ren Tianzhan's hand moved. Similarly, at this moment, Long Fei moved and linked to the main artifact dragon coffin. The dragon coffin resumed its first phase. Ren Tianzhan's pupils shrunk as fast as wheat. He did not retreat, but instead rushed forward in an instant. It was extremely fast. However, so what if he was fast? He pulled the trigger and the main gun shot out. "You fast? Are you as fast as main gun? He can pierce through the void, fly across 10,000 worlds, can you?" Ren Tianzhan's long sword drew a line of blood at the center of Long Fei's brows. The main gun exploded on his chest. With a palm strike on Ren Tianzhan's chest, he shouted loudly, "I still need your sect master mark, absorb it." Rumble. Rumble. When his HP fell, so did his blood. Ren Tianzhan, dead. However, a strange scene happened. Chapter 1205 Absorbing the Power of Main Gun. Chapter 1205 Absorbing the Power of Main Gun. Using the suck star over China to risk his life to suck Ren Tianzhan away, Long Fei did not actually want to absorb Ren Tianzhan's energy, but wanted his sect master's imprint. Only Ren Tianzhan's imprint could open the seal on Zhu Tianquan's ring, and only then would the mission entrusted to it be completed. However, when Long Fei's palm landed on Ren Tianzhan's chest, a strange scene occurred. The strong energy continuously entered Long Fei's body. Other than Ren Tianzhan's power, there was also the power of the main gun that was crazily being absorbed into his body. In just a second, Long Fei's body could not take it anymore. His body was like a container, the contents of the container were limited, he could not absorb much the powerful main gun energy. Damn! Long Fei frowned, and started to move carefully. After he absorbed Ren Tianzhan's sect master's imprint, he suddenly retracted his hand and flicked his body. Ren Tianzhan was burnt to ashes by the main gun. And also at this moment, Long Fei suddenly shouted out, "Fire unicorn, Niu Dashan, stay away from me, quickly." "Ah!" Long Fei roared, his left hand tightly grabbing onto his right hand, he frantically ran out. At this moment, Long Fei was just like the hero in the movie who wanted to run to a place with no one to throw away his bomb. The energy absorbed was too strong. It could be said, Long Fei had never felt such a strong power before. No wonder it would be so destructive. No wonder it could pierce through 10,000 worlds. Just this kind of power. Most likely, aside from deities, no one would be able to withstand it. The fire unicorn and Niu Dashan did not know what had happened. Seeing Long Fei running out crazily, the two were confused. "Run away! Did you hear that? Run away!" Long Fei's roar came from the forest, he was very serious. The fire unicorn and Niu Dashan did not dare disobey, and quickly ran in the opposite direction from Long Fei. "Ah!" Just a bit more, just a bit more. Ah! Long Fei's right hand was already beginning to swell. As he moved it, his entire arm turned scarlet red, like a red-hot iron rod, emitting hot air. A little more, a little more. Long Fei ran with all his might, continuously telling himself to persevere a bit longer, because he didn't know if the fire unicorn and Nyo Dashan had reached a safe place or not. Ding! Red alert! Player's right arm is about to collapse. Ding! Red alert! Player's right arm is about to collapse. Ding! Red alert! Player's right arm is about to collapse. The system glowed red. Long Fei's right arm could not hold on any longer. If he did not release the energy he absorbed, his arm would really be crippled. However, Long Fei was still holding on. 1 more second, 1 meter forward, and Fire Unicorn and Nyo Dashan would be safer. Ah! Long Fei ran to the edge of a cliff and there was no more road in front of him. He swung his right arm fiercely and roared angrily at the bottom of the cliff, release. Rumble. A strong power exploded out of Long Fei's arm, as if the sky flipped and the ground fell, followed by a ray of fire that shot into the sky, forming a huge hemisphere. The hemisphere covers 10 kilometers. Following that, rumble, rumble, rumble. It was like a nuclear explosion. Clang, 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 clang. One after another, shockwave after another exploded out, leaving behind only ashes everywhere. Long Fei was on top of the cliff, using all his strength to defend. It was too hard. Silent Distance felt the power of the nuclear bomb. It felt like his body was about to be torn apart piece by piece. F***CK. F***CK. Just how strong is he exactly? Long Fei cursed in his heart. The main gun had locked onto its target, and it died from the cannons. How strong was it? Long Fei did not know. The main gun's power was of the destructive attribute. Its target was locked onto, dead. I can't feel how strong it is. Now that Long Fei had absorbed the main gun's power, even though it was only for a second, he would never forget that experience. The entire Yuanyang mountain range shook violently, and a violent explosion could be felt millions of kilometers away. Long Fei was lucky enough to survive. There was no lingering fear, but excitement. This is too amazing. Long Fei was a madman. The fiercer the force, the more he liked it. Long Fei was wild with excitement. If I can absorb all of the main gun's power, my god, then I can release the main gun twice. Even if we can't completely absorb the main gun's power, based on the power just now. Who can resist it? Ha ha ha. I'm a genius. Second use of main gun? The strong absorption of the Suck Star over China, followed by its eruption. Although the power was not as strong as the first wave of power, it was still an extremely strong existence. Long Fei was excited. While he was still excited, he noticed that there were some changes to his right arm. Apart from his palm and the back of his hand, his entire arm was a crimson red color. He didn't retreat. Moreover, what was even more crucial was that Long Fei could feel a power that he had never felt before from his right arm. The refinement of the main gun's power? Long Fei moved, this power. So fierce. If I can refine it into a sovereign's arm. Ooh. Long Fei's eyes flashed, and he muttered, become a sovereign? Damn, can you not be so fierce? The main gun's power was naturally the power of main god. How strong were the arms forged from this kind of energy? Long Fei himself didn't know. Moreover, this was the first time his arm had become this strong. If it was another time, Long Fei was confident that he could absorb the main gun's power for 2 seconds. Long Fei's heart started to boil. However, there was one more thing that made him even more excited. Ding! Congratulations to player Long Fei for killing Ren Tianzhan for gaining 1 million experience, 69,000 holy source and 10 energy values. The main gun had killed all the bosses but none of them dropped any equipment. At this moment, Long Fei glanced at the striking energy value, gritted his teeth, and said, if we're at a disadvantage, then let's make it a loss. Let me see what level 5 Berserk is first. Energy values that was tens of thousands of years away from the Berserk of the 6th level, could not be reached in a short amount of time. Ding! Player Long Fei has cast rank 5 Berserk, Please select the Domain Treasure Set, Water God Treasure Series, Heavenly Court Sharp, Wyman Series, Game Series, Cartoon Series, Mecha Series, Universal Unknown Series. A series of choices appeared in his mind. Long Fei held his breath and looked at the series. Level 5 Berserk, saving more than a month's worth of energy values. You must carefully choose. Choose what? Choose what? At this moment, Long Fei was both excited and conflicted. He could only choose once, and could only choose to go berserk once. F***CK. Leave it to the heavens. System, choose randomly. Long Fei moved. The system quickly responded, Game Series. Chapter 1206 Variant, Baron Nashor. Chapter 1206 Variant, Baron Nashor. It was too difficult. Long Fei felt that he was becoming more and more afraid of his own choices. The point is, these are good stuff. Every single one of them could be extremely powerful. The system made its choice. Game Series. Long Fei's heart had even stopped beating at this time. Level 5 Berserk. But LV5 Berserk. Game. What kind of game was it? What kind of thing dropped? Quick, quick, quick. Long Fei was extremely nervous in his heart. Ding. Congratulations to the player Long Fei for choosing this game series and obtaining the Berserk item Perverted Baron Nashor. Long Fei's pupils moved, even his heart was trembling. Baron Nashor? The Dalong of the Hero Alliance game? What the F***K? What the hell is a freak like this? Long Fei could not wait and immediately opened up the system to check the attributes of the Baron Nashor. War Pet, Baron Nashor level, 500, abnormal, damage, 10 stars range of damage, 1000 meters description. Abnormal level Baron Nashor's killing power has increased by 100 times, health point by 100 times, lasts for 10 minutes. Description 2, Baron Nashor can only be used 3 times, and the interval between each usage must not be less than 3 days. Description 3, once the position is determined, it cannot be moved. Holy **T. Damn it, a level 500 dragon. Is he trying to destroy the heavens? Long Fei looked at the system's description, and was completely dumbfounded. What is Berserk? This is what you call an overpowered Berserk ability. Dalong from the League of Heroes is like a weak chicken when compared to this perverted Dalong. He could be sprayed to death with a single mouthful. But why only 3 times? Seeing this description, Long Fei immediately felt troubled, because he was too displeased with the 3 times. If it was permanent, why would Long Fei still need him to level up? There was no need at all. Once he reached a certain sect, the Baron wouldn't care about anything. He would just kill them all in an instant. How fierce was that? However, 3 times was already abnormal enough. Long Fei was overjoyed. He clearly knew the power of a dragon. It was also at this moment. The system sounded out once again. Ding. Congratulations to player Long Fei for completing the bounty mission. Ding. Congratulations to player Long Fei for obtaining 100 profound stones, 10 experience elixir S, special items, double attack scroll X1, 1 piece of special call card, reward points X3000. Ding. Congratulations to player Long Fei for completing the first bounty quest. The system will reward you with a special reward of 1000 bounty points. Double attack. A random call card slice. There are additional rewards. Why? Why do I feel so happy? System, are you a girl? I want to marry you and give birth to a monkey. Long Fei was shocked by the bounty. As for the random card, what was it? They would only know when it was used. Are bounty points and exchange points common? Long Fei opened the system to check, and discovered that the 2 points he had were completely different from each other. Even though it was all exchange. However, the bounty points could only be exchanged for replicas. 4000 points. To exchange for an hour in the refining secret world, 10 minutes in the real world. To exchange for an hour of secret world S, 10 minutes in the real world. Heaven Fairyland, insufficient points, unable to be exchanged. Long Fei was secretly surprised. Looking at this, It might become the main way for me to level up in the future. The bounty mission was completed. There was another mission, and that was the A-class mission that Zhu Tianquan had given him. This was not the Yuanyang clan, so the mission had to be completed at the Yuanyang clan. Long Fei was not in a hurry either. He had already absorbed Ren Tianzhan's sect master's mark and could release it at any time. As long as he could return to the Yuanyang clan, he would be able to complete the mission. Long Fei wanted to know about it as soon as possible. But in his own space ring, he did not need to worry at all. At this moment, Fire Unicorn and Nyo Dashan ran over and looked at the scene of the surrounding area being razed to the ground. Only after seeing that he was safe and sound did he heave a sigh of relief. Nyo Dashan heaved a sigh of relief and said, "Boss, you really nearly scared me to death." "What was that just now?" Long Fei grinned, "Something fun." And then, Long Fei asked, "Fire Unicorn, how long will it take for you to reach Yuanyang clan from here?" The Fire Unicorn said, "Half a day." Long Fei said, "All right, then we still have a day and a half left, and we'll go hunt more demon beast." Ren Tianzhan had said that there were still 2 days before the people from Hellgate would arrive and his sect would be destroyed. He was not interested to know what would happen to the Yuanyang clan S, but Yang Yu had to be alright. She had an S-class character on her, an existence with 3 special rewards. He absolutely could not let it go to waste like this. Also, furthermore, Zhu Tianquan's mission could only be completed in the Yuanyang clan. If the Yuanyang clan was destroyed, then this mission would be gone. In a day and a half, Long Fei had to try his best to kill them, because the main gun had to be filled up again. "The Grand Master has not come out yet. What time is it? Why aren't you out yet?" In front of the sect master's secret room, the elders of the Yuanyang clan were all anxiously waiting. Tomorrow was the deadline given by the Hell Gate. Ren Tianzhan still had not come out, which made them even more anxious. Of course, they had no idea that Ren Tianzhan had escaped 7 days ago, and even more so didn't know that he was dead now. "Can you inform them that the people from the Hell Gate are coming tomorrow? We have to discuss the countermeasures after all," an elder said anxiously. They were like ants on a hot pan right now. One of the disciples shouted, "Sect Master has ordered that no one is to disturb us." "What do you mean no one is allowed to disturb me? What time is it now? Why is he still in seclusion when his eyebrows are on fire?" An elder was clearly somewhat angry. At a time like this, the sect head should have stepped forward to take charge of the situation. Right now, the Yuanyang clan was in chaos, everyone was in danger. In just a few days, several elders had already escaped. There was no one to take care of the sect's various matters. The disciple's eyes shook as he said, "Sect Master has ordered me to do a mission first. If you want to barge in." As soon as he finished, dozens of the sect leaders' royal guards ran out and stood in front of these elders, blocking their way. The faces of the elders changed slightly. In this situation, they didn't dare to act rashly. Right now, their only hope was that Ren Tianzhan would be able to come out of seclusion before the Hellgate comes tomorrow. But was that possible? Ren Tianzhan lied to everyone. In another place, what the hell is going on? Aren't the demon beasts too few? In 2 days, I couldn't even kill 500 demon beasts. Continue. Chapter 1207 Hellgate. Chapter 1207 Hellgate. Once, the first round of the array's collapse scared all the demon beast out of their wits, causing them all to flee. Before they could even recover, Long Fei's attack with the main gun's energy had completely destroyed their courage and they frantically escaped. They had forced those demon beasts from the depths of Yuanyang mountain range to the surrounding mountains. It's not that the Fire Unicorn weren't powerful, it's that there was simply no demon beast to be killed. Early morning. Yuanyang clan. In front of the sovereign's secret chamber. More and more elders came here to wait, and they became even more anxious. Today was the day Hellgate came. They couldn't resist it at all. Whether it was a battle, falling, or something else, all of it would be decided by Ren Tianzhan. Ren Tianzhan still had not come out of seclusion. What's going on? Can I hide from the Hellgate when I go into closed-door cultivation? What time is it? Grandmaster, are you still not coming out? The number of Imperial Guards increased in number. These Imperial Guards only listened to the orders given by the Grand Master and were told to guard the secret chamber to prevent anyone from entering. At this moment, a disciple ran over anxiously and said, "Fellow elders, quickly go take a look. The Lord of Hellgate is here." Buzz. Hearing the words Hellgate, the bodies of these elders trembled, and some elders even fell to the ground unsteadily. Hellgate. It represented the infernal realm. Open the door and send you to hell. Close the door and you can go on living. If one did not have an ancient spiritual treasure, the gates of hell would definitely send the entire Yuan Yang clan into hell, and would never let anyone go. He's here. The people from Hellgate are here. What should we do? What should we do? All of the elders had pale faces and panicked minds. Their minds were all blank. They had no thoughts at all, and their hearts were filled with fear. Sect leader, did you hear that? The people from Hellgate are here. If you don't come out, Yuan Yang clan will be gone. Master. Several elders shouted. However, there was no reaction at all from the secret chamber. Could he have escaped long ago? Suddenly, the expression of an elder deepened as he spoke. The few elders' expressions instantly changed. They had never thought about this, because Ren Tianzhan's performance was very normal. He had also painstakingly become the sect master of the Yuan Yang clan. How could he just give up like that? But this kind of thought continued to grow in their minds. The few elders looked at each other in dismay. Suddenly, boom, boom, the four elders attacked together and launched a sneak attack. The Imperial Guards were knocked off their guards in an instant, rushing through the door of the secret room. However, the secret room was empty. In that instant, the many elders felt as if the sky had crumbled, and their hearts were filled with hatred towards Ren Tianzhan. Ren Tianzhan, you despicable, shameless and vulgar thing, do you think that you're worthy to be the sect master of a Yuan Yang clan? You are a pile of dog shit. Ren Tianzhan, you have sold our entire Yuan Yang clan. Ren Tianzhan, you are not a thing. The many elders began to curse. It was also at this time. An elder who was holding onto a flying sword suddenly rushed out. The Grand Master has already left. Are we still waiting for death here? Let's go. If the sect master doesn't care about the Yuan Yang clan, then what do we, the old fellows, care about it? A few clan elders flew out with their flying swords out from the Yuan Yang clan. However, the moment they were about to leave Yuan Yang clan, boom, 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 several explosions sounded in succession. The elders turned into dust that floated down from the sky. The people from the Hellgate are here. He will not let anyone from the Yuan Yang clan go. Not even a mosquito. Right now, the Yuan Yang clan was only allowed to enter, they were not allowed to leave. Following these few explosions, the Yuan Yang clan seemed to explode. Many disciples who didn't know the truth rushed forward, but before they could even get close, they were crushed by the powerful pressure. Miserable screams of pain filled the air. Miserable wails rang out. The scene was appalling. Second elder, Ren Tianzhan the dog has escaped, so has great clan elder. Now, the Yuan Yang clan is your highest position. Yes, second elder. I've been struck dumb. An old man was twitching on the ground, foaming at the mouth. Following that, the third elder fainted on the spot. They were all playing dead. No one wanted to be the first one to die, because they would be the first one to die. Just as these elders began to shirk away, a disciple ran up to them and said, "The Grand Elder has returned. The Grand Elder has asked me to send a message for all of you to gather in the Great Hall." Yang Wonu? Are you sure it's Yang Wonu? He's not an idiot. Why would he come back? That disciple said, "I am sure it is the Great Elder. He is currently facing the people from the Hellgate in the main hall of the Yuan Xiong Hall. Let's go take a look." The insane second elder crawled up from the ground in an instant. The third elder, who had fainted, also got up and followed up. "You ran away and came back. You really don't care about your life." Outside the palace, Yang Wonu stood at the main entrance and looked at the 8 people in the plaza. The clothes worn by the Hell Gateess on their bodies were extremely obvious, and just a glance at them would cause him to feel extremely terrified. The person in the middle said lightly, "I have given your Yuan Yang clan a deadline. If he is unable to take out the ancient spiritual treasure today, then there is no need for him to continue to exist within your sect." Yang Wonu clenched his fists tightly. The dignified Yuan Yang clan was being bullied like this. He was extremely unhappy. But they had no power to resist at all. Even if there were only 8 people from Hellgate, these 8 people could easily destroy Yuan Yang clan. This was the power of the Hellgate. Yang Wonu said slightly, "Yuan Yang clan was established 1,000 years ago, and will definitely be here in the future." "Humph. Stop talking nonsense. If I can't take out anything, I will turn this place into flat ground." That man's face was filled with contempt. To him, he was merely a Yuan Yang clan, an existence akin to an ant. At this moment, the elders of the Yuan Yang clan all felt that it was a great haul. The inner and outer court disciples all felt it. "Great clan elder, have you found the ancient spiritual treasure from the abyss swamp? Give it to them if you find it." "Yeah. Stop stalling for time." All of them were extremely afraid. Yang Wonu's brows slightly tightened, then he took out a completely black item from the space ring and said, "This item." Not waiting for him to finish, one of the Hellgate's men grabbed at the air and retrieved something from the air and directly grabbed it. The idea moved and sensed the item slightly. It is indeed a good spirit treasure. But, with a fierce glare, the power in his hands exploded. The soul treasure was crushed into pieces. The man's eyes were filled with rage as he said, "It's still not up to the ancient spiritual treasures level. Seems like you are playing with my Hellgate." His killing intent soared. You're tuning in to the Celestial War YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.